Hey, we're back
What's going on,
and
guys?
welcome to the TDG Gaming. Look, and this time I promise we can hear each other. So, this is the TDG Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, the Drunken Guardian. This is episode
Hold on, I don't hear
58.
anything on it. I don't hear anything on
Oh, you're all
Twitch.
doubled up
What the fuck?
on
Yes, he is.
Twitch.
He's
Oh,
double
I
kicked
got
up.
to mute myself on Discord, right?
Yep.
On the website.
No. Keep yourself on Discord. Mute yourself on.
On the website.
Mute yourself on
yeah.
the website. Always something wrong.
There you
Mhm.
go.
We
We're
can
good
never
now.
have a smooth
There you
start.
go. I know, right?
Murphy's
okay.
Law of the stream.
Yeah, it is. So, episode 58 of the podcast. I'm your host, the Drunken Guardian. And today we got our usual suspects. We got Randy Ragnarok,
I'm having a bad hair day, so sorry.
Boneless
fabulous,
Bones, Kevin,
You look fabulous, darling. What's going
Letty,
Hi.
and the Sober Guardian, Danny.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yo. So, today we got a pretty full coverage of news.
Oh, we got one more person. Hold on. Look.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Is it
Oh,
Baby Guardian?
That's Baby Guardian.
Baby Guardian.
That's why you're trying to be quiet right now. So yeah,
Yeah,
I raised
she
up
may-
I
I
raised
may
up
not
Danny's
cry.
volume on our audio here, so hopefully it's not too loud for anybody. So that way we can hear him and he can still whisper.
If it is loud, we're not sorry. The
Yeah.
baby needs sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it when she started screaming.
So yeah, we got a full show. We got a lot of news to cover. Some of the stuff happened maybe like a week or two ago, but it's still stuff that we can cover since we've been mostly busy with Gamescom talk and stuff like that. So we're gonna go over what we missed and what the latest news is as well. Before we do that, what has everyone been playing today? Mostly Final Fantasy 14 for me, Destiny as well because the new season is here. So I've been pretty much just playing it just for the story content, not so much for the grind. Like I don't even do the grind anymore with that game. Aside from that, just some game reviews as well. If you guys want to do any reading on the game reviews that I do, just go to thecoalition.com, look for Danny Martinez.
What was the last game you posted up?
Oh
on Coalition?
man, shit. It was that
Someone came prepared.
it was that like plane racing game. I can't even remember what it's called right now.
I was
You
trying
know-
to give it up.
You know how
promote
bad I
shit,
am
you
with,
know,
with
like,
titles.
I was trying to
Well,
promote it a
well,
bit. Be like, hey,
I-
go listen to my bad airplane game.
You could
thing.
look at the links that I have. I post all the links up on the drunkenguardian.com. So all the reviews that I do that's on that website, you can go there also for subscribing to the YouTube, subscribe to Twitch, subscribe to the audio podcast. I got a bunch of like cocktail recipes in there too, and a bunch of like facts and stuff for like cocktail ingredients and shit. If you guys are interested in that still, because I am still the Drunken Guardian, so I still got shit in there for that. So yeah, there's that. Randy, what you been playing?
D's.
Nuts?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Fucking, no, I've been playing Roll into 2. Both Neo and, as I showed you guys earlier, the DS one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like level a little bit, but yeah, no, that's really been it. I don't see myself playing anything else for quite a bit. If anything, today Tales of Arise came out,
Ooh.
and I'm
gonna play that.
probably it's really fucking good. My brother was playing the demo, and
I played
the
the demo
combat
too,
seems
yeah.
really fucking solid, and also it's just like a massive waifu and husband RPG. So I'm like, I'm sold. Just give me the gunner. She's a blonde, so definitely maining her.
I fucking
course.
knew it.
No, she's a blue mage. She deals damage and she heals.
I don't want to hear
Give
it.
me.
As soon as I
Gimme.
saw the blonde character, I was like, "That's
I
Look,
did
it
like
was-
the
it was
way
between-
the spells were
It
really
was
fun in
between
that
her
game.
and it was between her and Law, like the physical fighter. But I don't like his voice actor. Like the writing's good. I was telling fucking Letty about this shit. Like the writing's good for his character, but god damn, is his voice annoying.
You know the voice actor?
I don't know who the voice actor is, but I mean, just fucking like I don't like the way that it sounds.
Get
It's
it,
nails
yeah.
on the chalkboard to me.
I feel you.
See, like every dude here has like a voice that appeals to me. So to hear someone that's like higher pitched, I'm like,
you love my voice.
I need it, baby.
Oh my god!
Give me that.
You guys are.
Give me that voice right
Yeah,
now.
I just put Randy through puberty again.
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 All right,
The
Kevin.
best is that my voice is still cracking at some points.
Oh god, Kevin, what you been playing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to take a shot. All I've been playing,
Of course.
honestly, this week
What was
is
the setup?
huh?
Setup.
This motherfucker, like I met up with him on Tuesday so we could play Dragon Ball. He told me, "Yo, Dan, I've been playing for like 12 hours straight or some
Bro,
shit
I
like
was
that."
playing for I literally woke up, didn't have work. I was watching somebody stream Dragon Ball, and I was like, I can practice a couple combos. 6 hours later, I was like, "Yo, Dan, you ready?" I'm beyond warmed up.
Oh
I'm
man!
foaming
And we
at the
didn't
mouth
even
for
get to
that
play.
shit.
We ended up streaming
ma-
Final Fantasy because fucking
Yeah,
Dragon Ball was on maintenance.
maintenance. Yo, maintenance really did what they usually what maintenance does is that they don't let you if the moment you press X, they kick you out. Maintenance was just like, nah, you're not moving at all till what do you press X? And I was like, damn, all right, maintenance, you got it. So then I've been playing Final Fantasy. So I've been playing Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball, and Blaze Blue. Cause I've been I don't know, I've been in the like mood to play the game again. So
Mhm.
I've just been playing it, practicing combos, figuring out like
Which one? Blast Blue?
I
Blast
might,
Blue.
I might, I might join you in that. Like once we get over Dragon Ball and
Let's
stuff,
do
I
Dragon
might
Ball.
join you in Blaze Blue. Like I used,
Yeah,
I,
Blaze Blue
I
is
played
way
the
more
first,
complicated than the Dragon Balls.
I played the first original game and I loved it, and then I kind of just dropped it afterwards. But I
Yeah.
still do like have like fond memories of it.
Nah, the
No,
game is
Kev, which one are you playing right now?
I'm playing Chronos
Oh.
Phantasma.
Oh.
I'm playing the one with Terami.
Yeah. I thought you were playing X-Tag.
Oh no, X Tag I got on my Switch. But X Tag is I only play big bodies.
Yeah, I
So
know. I know, you fucking bastard.
so Letty, have you been playing anything?
The same game that I always kind of default to, Breath of the Wild.
Oh, you still play it?
Nice.
It's so relaxing.
Yeah.
You don't even have to fight. You could just cook. You could just kill things, gather.
You could just cook.
Or you could
It's
just
so
drop
relaxing to
it on
me.
the fire. That
Oh
works.
man.
Okay,
That works.
maybe.
Okay.
Did you happen
So
to
that's
see?
what I've been playing.
Did you happen to see the new PlayStation thing today?
Not today.
The
No.
showcase.
There's a game that I think you will like. That I feel like it's similar to that not Breath of the Wild, but that was
Cool.
I don't remember
what's the
what
other
it's
one?
called either.
Wind Waker.
Is it the ukulele Wind
Yeah.
The
Waker?
ukulele game. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
There was some like
Wait,
child
this-
playing a ukulele mini game, and then you could just traverse around the area, kind of like Wind Waker style with the sailboat. But then they also have like the floaty device thingy from Breath of the Wild. What do you call it? The glider.
Paraglider?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then you
like,
can
yeah.
take over pets and
Yeah, you take over
dogs
animals.
and crabs.
You
And
can like possess them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so it's like what,
What
Mario
is this called?
Odyssey, Wind
Mario
Waker,
Odyssey,
and
Wind Waker, and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Donkey Breath.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it's called though. I can't remember the name of
I
it.
can't remember. I'd have to
Isn't
look it up.
Isn't it Taki or something like that? Something with a
I
T.
don't know. We weren't
Yeah.
paying attention to it that
It's
much.
like-
We were
it's like
making fun of it
Hawaiian,
more than
like-
actually focusing on the game.
Yo,
Danny, what you been playing real quick?
Final Fantasy and Psychonauts.
Yeah. So
Psychonauts
without
is-
spoilers, how's Psychonauts?
Psychonauts to me is the perfect sequel. It's exactly what you remember, exactly
Okay.
what you wanted, and they just completely upped it. Like the storyline is perfect. You don't know where it's going. Like you don't. In the first one, everybody knew. Like you have the camp counselors, right? And every counselor, you went into their mind and they taught you something new. And
Yeah.
it was very formulaic, and that was how the entire game went into the end. Then I had a little twist where one of the camp counselors, the general guy, who looked like a dick anyway, being possessed or tricked or whatever, but he was basically a bad guy. Anyway, it starts off exactly from when you beat the game, part one, which is you capturing Dr. Mephisto, whatever the fuck his name, the guy with the who looks
Crazy
like
looking
the-
brain dude.
Yeah, he always looked like the guy from Nightmare Before Christmas. The guy from
Yeah,
Roseanne.
the mad doctor, mad scientist.
Yeah, he always looked like that to me.
Yeah.
But it starts off right there, and it's like this guy.
Well, don't tell us
this
the whole
guy's an
story.
idiot.
Just is the game
Let me
good?
tell you,
Is the
story
game
is the
good?
beginning, it's the
Yeah,
beginning
literally
concept
just
is
without
like-
spoilers.
Well, it's
Spoils.
not really a spoiler. It's the beginning.
No, it's not a
like,
spoiler, but I don't want you to tell me the whole story.
But it's just the concept of it starts off right from where the last one started off.
Yeah.
And exactly from where it ended. It's like this guy's an idiot. There's no way he did it. Let's find out who actually put this in motion. And then
Okay.
it keeps going through there, and it doesn't. The minds that you go into is not as formulaic as the first one is. Like you never know whose mind you're going into. After the first one, you never know whose mind you're going into. You're
Mhm.
always kind of a surprise. And that's what's interesting. And then the world's just so grandiose in comparison to like the old game where it's still that linear. You can't really go anywhere where they want you to go, but it looks like you can go anywhere you want to go. And
Okay.
people who love collectible shit, that's also one of those
It's a
games where
platformer.
tons
What
of
do you
fucking
expect?
collectible platform. But that's nothing I like about the
Yeah.
game. It's the aspect of it that's hard is the platforming. Yeah, they throw in some minions and things you can fight, but they're almost like non-essential. The part that hard is the platforming and using all the powers that you already have in the last one. You get all those powers again. Not like they forget it or anything stupid like that.
All right.
Get
You're going
you
way
have
too
all those
deep into it.
powers, but then you get to enjoy more. So
Okay.
I know it's the perfect sequel because it doesn't just forget about the first one at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
and it doesn't try to remake it. So
All right. Cool. All right. Real quick before we get into the news, anybody drinking anything? I have a literal bargain bin of spiced rum here, $7.99. So I'm trying to finish that shit.
How does that taste?
It's actually really good.
$7.99?
Surprisingly good. Fucking Diamond Reserve spiced rum. This looks like the most generic shit I've ever purchased in my life, and it's actually really good.
That looks like well.
Yeah, and I'm drinking it, just with ice, and it's good. I like it. Like,
Drink it
if I
straight.
if
Drink
if
it
I'm
straight. Hold on, no.
well, I don't like any rum. Period. Like warm. I don't know. It doesn't like sit well with me. So like I always put it with ice. It's the same thing with like bourbon. Like I love bourbon, but I have to have ice on it.
Because to be fair, like a lot of liquors, like they taste a lot better diluted, if
Mhm.
anything.
Opens up everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody drinking anything at all? Anything special?
Kevin,
Nothing special.
Letty.
I just got
yeah.
Sapporo here.
I was like waiting for
Ooh.
someone to go.
Ooh, I want to try that. I haven't had that in a long time.
Randy, do you want to go?
Do I want to go?
Yeah.
Randy,
Dude,
what you
fucking
drinking?
Sapporo fucks. First
Yeah.
off, when I sent you
Hell
the
yeah.
picture of like the happy hour ramen I was having, that
Mhm.
fucking big ass mug for $6, Sapporo,
Yeah.
and it's like
Oh, yeah.
so damn easy to down.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
But
Sapporo's good.
in my DBZ thing, my pink drink,
The
it's
Majin Buu color.
Hendrix and tonic. Oh yeah, fucking free sponsor here. Fucking
Oh,
advertisement.
grapefruit.
Q tonic.
So gross.
Grapefruit. No, here's the thing. Grapefruit is really good. Hear me
No,
out.
it's not.
Hear me out. It helps you get fucked up quicker.
Okay.
Grapefruit specifically?
Actually, yes, because the
not
thing
that
is,
I know of.
okay, no. So grapefruit's actually kind of like a blood thinner. So
Ah,
if you take pills with it, like
Yeah, it reduces the effect by
no, it
the
increases the effect.
right.
Oh,
It'll
yeah,
increase because it'll get in your
yeah.
bloodstream a lot faster.
yeah
Yeah.
by like what, a couple percentage.
Fucked if I know, but either way, it's like if you're taking
Randy,
like,
I
any
demand to know
medication-
exact percentages.
25%.
You gotta come prepared.
I think when you first take it, like as is, it's 25%, and then it goes to 50, and then it would give you the full amount if you eat grapefruit consistently for 3 days.
But also grapefruit's like it's good for you in the sense that it's better for like your body to take shit in, but at the same time, because it thins your blood so much, it really fucks with you to some degree.
Yeah.
Mm.
I decided to try something new, and I was just like Fukit, so I'm drinking Fuki.
Oh, that's good too. Another sake, plum wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
So-
good too.
That sounds yummy.
Yeah,
I
Danny,
need some
anything
more
for you? Next to your newborn baby, water.
Hell yeah, drinking that bottle, baby.
That's really
Nothing.
vodka.
My White Russian. No, I don't have anything. Just water.
Yeah. All right. So, first thing we're gonna go into. Oh, by the way, we are gonna do the community question today. So remind me, guys. And we're gonna play.
We're doing a community question.
We're doing a
guess the
community
game.
question.
Guess the game. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot. And guess the game screenshots as well. So hopefully we have
Just
time for both.
remembered about the.
So the first piece of news: Korean developer Net Games has shown off some in-game footage
Oh.
of a game that Game Informer has said looks like Final Fantasy meets Destiny, kind of sci-fi-ish with fantasy elements. It is right now called Project Magnum, so it's just a code name right now. This is a third-person looter shooter that is visually amazing and look. What happened?
Nothing.
Now continue.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, anyways, so before we get
We're being
into
children.
impressions on this stuff, I am actually this video I am gonna show for you. This is about a little over a minute and a half or so ish. So I'm gonna show that real quick, and let's see how this goes.
Trying to figure out 5, 4.
3, 2. I know you see.
You
We
guys
don't
see it?
know how.
There's a mashup of Rage Against the Machine and iCarly. I'll
Oh,
send you
God.
later.
What?
We
It's
need
good up
that.
until the chorus. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
So
it
it gets like a solid 3.5 stars.
seems like it's gonna be a 3 for me.
Out of 10.
No,
No, out of 5.
out of 1,000.
Matrix squids.
Oh,
my
you gave him a
God.
hug. That's so cute.
Yeah, and then the other one.
Oh, we do love frame rate drops.
Oh man, don't you love it? The fuck is that?
Oh, that's what
Give me.
Oh, you could be Spider-Man?
Oh, it's really fucking cool. Oh, he looks anime as fuck.
Yeah, but this is a CGI trailer, which I'm liking.
That's the
and
problem.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Every now and then they show a little bit of gameplay and stuff like that, but they show good amount of it. It's because of, it's kind of hard to, I don't know, hard to determine what's game and what's not.
Yeah. It's
Project
okay.
Man.
Okay.
Holy shit. That's the blood cell.
Holy shit balls. So,
Oh, hey,
yeah,
look behind the scenes.
yeah, behind the scenes.
Whoa.
So it's weird, like Game Informer. Well, first of all, so Destiny is like hardcore sci-fi. So like
Take a shot?
with very light, I will actually, with
Yeah.
like really light old school style fantasy elements. But it's a first person game, and so it doesn't seem like that's what this game is. The look definitely screams like Final Fantasy, but I feel like judging from the cinematics that it's more looking like Gears of War or like even Outriders. What I notice is
That's Outriders,
sometimes looter shooters are compared to Destiny a lot. Like such as Outriders, Anthem, Division, and even Godfall. We used to talk about that, Danny. But they're all third person games and they all have their own gameplay style. So I don't understand like where this comparison comes from. It's always like comparing it to Destiny. I think the
It's
game
just
looks amazing. Obviously, this is a cinematic trailer with like in-game footage, so we don't know how much is going to change or what the actual gameplay is going to be like. But it does look like it has an interesting identity. Definitely Final Fantasy like. So I hope to see more, and I wanted to get your impressions on it. Danny, you were going to say something.
I would say it's just because of the shooter RPG game. That's why they shoot a looter RPG. That's why they always compare it. It doesn't have to be first or third. I mean, for that matter, the Tina's Wonderland can basically compare because it's almost the same thing. You know, shooter RPG, shooter looter RPG.
Yeah.
Well, you know, depends on how much time they want to put into it and make it as if a true, almost like an MMO.
Let's hope they don't rush it like
wannabe
Anthem.
thing. Yeah, I mean, all the it's not even that. It seems to be that they don't know how to perfect the looter aspect. You know, that's what's been the motto. I mean, Destiny has its own stuff, but they've had 2 games to perfect it. Because Destiny 2, when it first came out, wasn't done right either.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It took a while
The
for it
thing
to
is
become what
that
it is.
Bungie is lucky in that sense, and that's because they had good publishers to back them up and to fund them. The thing is like, for example, like with BioWare and Anthem, they didn't want to take the risk to continue it or even like to perfect it because the first Destiny was shit from the beginning, and then it took 2-3 years for it to build up and to get to where it is, and then they had to kind of start all over because they got a brand new engine, so they had to start from scratch and then kind of build it up again. So it was kind of like a trial and error for a year after year after year, but luckily the people that they're working with and the funding that they receive, they kept on getting those chances. But it seems like a lot of those looter shooters they don't have that same opportunity, so a lot of them fail that way. Godfall is one
Well,
example. Anthem is another example.
well, Godfall, Godfall's not done. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
Godfall's
saying that
coming out
we're
with some
saying this.
DLC, but it's
That's what I'm
not. It
saying. So
hasn't
that
gotten the reception that you'd expect.
well, no, not at all, because it also wasn't. Most of those games, when you first play Destiny, you go, I can see the potential. They just need to fix
By
something
the way,
else.
my shot.
You know,
Oh, it's
and
raw.
that's a big deal. And
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
Anthem had that. That's why people were disappointed with when Anthem decided to shut down.
Yeah,
Because
it
you
had
can
potential.
see the potential. They just need to fix some shit.
Yep.
And they were on the just was going to cost them more money than it was worth, so they just decided to make something else. It's understandable. Outriders are now doing the same thing. They're still out there. They're still doing wrecking patches every goddamn day or week or whatever
How do you
it
like?
is.
How do you like this trailer? Like, do you have any hopes for it at all? Even though it doesn't really tell you much.
Oh, that's the problem. It doesn't tell me too much. So I don't know what kind of game it is. Will it be more looter shooter? Will it be more sci-fi? Will it be more jumping around? You know, like this that super open ended that this trailer for me because there's no CGI.
Yeah.
I would have to they have to really get into it to see what you do, what classes are they gonna, you know, because even Outriders, I didn't get hyped into it until I started playing it. Until you
Until you
play those
started
games,
seeing the gameplay, and they released
well,
a
actually,
demo.
not even seeing the gameplay, actually playing it.
Yeah.
You know, when I played that demo, that's when I'm like, oh, this is fun, and it was.
Yeah.
It was great games. You know, I just wish they
I'm
did
just
some more.
waiting for some DLC. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm more hyped up when it comes to these type of games than Tina Wonderland because it looks way more fun than anything else I've seen.
Yeah.
Because the magic in that game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, they look like crazy powers and stuff that you can use.
Let
So, I'm fun.
what do you think?
Like we said, like we don't see too much of the gameplay, so that's the only thing I'm a little bit on. But the levels are cool, the monsters are cool, and the co-op looks fun. So I just need to see a little bit more gameplay.
Do you kind of like agree with the comparison that they're making with it?
The Destiny comparison.
Destiny, Final Fantasy, like definitely. I think we could all agree Final Fantasy, to be honest. But
I wasn't
I
really
don't know.
getting Final Fantasy.
I don't get
vibes.
Final
Really?
Fantasy at all.
Yeah,
Not even
I
a
Oh.
little
get.
bit.
I definitely get
I-
old school Final Fantasy.
Old school.
I
Oh, I was gonna
don't.
say new school. I was gonna say like
No,
more like fucking.
not like the steampunk, like 7 or 13. Not like
I was
that.
thinking more like 15.
But 15 is more
15 I
steampunk,
could
though.
see. 15 is still a little bit steampunkish, but I
But the
was
thing is
thinking
that
I was
is-
thinking more like fucking 12.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 12 is
Again,
very
that's why I
no.
don't.
12
That's
is
why I
Middle
don't see any
Eastern.
Final Fantasy in that at all. And I'm a
12
big
has
Final
like that
Fantasy
kind of
person.
futuristic Middle Eastern look to it.
Yeah.
15 has that boy band kind of like ruins, barren wasteland type of shit going to it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what would you compare it to, Randy?
Sorry, what?
What would you compare it to?
You broke up.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear you, Megatron. No, fucking like Destiny and Final Fantasy for sure. It's just like you have to pick which Final Fantasy it is because I'm not gonna
Mhm.
say 13 because 13 was dog water and also it was like way too futuristic for its own good in terms of how I'm not gonna get into that one, but just I don't like it.
Okay.
The hook shot did remind me a lot of Monster Hunter World though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I into World? Not exactly, but
Great.
I do enjoy how like they kind of made it seem in this case. I don't know why it just looked a lot like more appealing to this, and quite frankly, like, are you gonna get into it?
Me personally, I think I would
Yeah.
try it. I think I would try it.
Okay.
I don't
I would
like
definitely
just
try
like
it.
anybody
I
else.
mean,
Like I see it, I'm just like, okay, cool. It's got a cool concept, but I don't know how the fuck this plays. But because it looks like a AAA like high budget game, I would probably consider trying it regardless.
Yeah,
It has
no, for
potential.
sure.
Who's
And
it made by?
also,
Nat Games, I think it's an Asian. I believe it's an Asian studio. Yeah, Korean developer.
I'm gonna go ahead and see what games they did. But one thing that does kind of like draw me into it is that I am not gonna be lost on the lore because it's a new IP.
Is Danny
Because
there?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Oh, okay.
No, but because what is it with Destiny? It's like I do want to get into it. Don't get me wrong. Like it does look like a lot of fun and whatever. But at the same time, I feel like I'm so behind in the game because it's like way too fucking far ahead that that's what deters me from even getting into it. Like again, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's gonna be like a whole brand new story, different IP, whatever the fuck, I the only thing that does kind of throw me off, if anything, is the fact that they're using that sphere. That's pretty much the traveler.
That's the thing that people were
Yeah,
comparing it to. They were like, okay, it's a fucking sphere. You're really gonna compare it to the Traveler? Okay,
they could have
whatever.
at least done the fucking monolith from like Space Oddity. I mean, Space
Yeah,
Odyssey.
yeah.
Space Odyssey's David Bowie. My bad.
Space Odyssey.
But
Damn it, what was it?
ground control.
No,
TDG,
no.
that one.
The movie.
2001. Space
2001
Odyssey.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Well,
they could have done the monolith. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. But to have the orb, like, been there, done that. What are you bringing to us? Because it's Final Fantasy, Destiny, and Monster Hunter World with more guns.
yeah.
Mm.
I think at this point now, like all ideas are just not fresh anymore. So it just all comes down to how does the game play. That's all it is. So like nobody cares about the ideas.
Even if the
now.
idea isn't fresh, they could at least do something that was a lot more like unique for whatever time it fucking came out.
Mhm.
Like, give us a game like ActRaiser now. I'd be all over that
I would
shit.
love a ActRaiser like remake. Yeah. Little
Definitely.
mesh of town building while still doing a hack and slash. Kevin, Kevin, you okay? What did you think of the footage before we move on?
I'll try it. It looks interesting as I'm dying. Sorry. Yeah, but the comparison thing, I think that's always gonna be a thing. There's always gonna be a Dark Souls clone. There's always gonna be a looter shooter. Like the comparison, it's not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing if you're not original. Like if the idea is just the exact same concept as everybody else is doing the same thing.
Mhm.
That's where I feel like it. If it's different, I will try the game regardless. But if it's not any different than any other fucking game I played, like if I played Enter the Gungeon and I had more fun playing that game than this one, I'm gonna be upset. I spent hours on Enter the Gungeon, which is a looter shooter. No,
Well, it's a
roguelike.
looter shooter
Rogue-
roguelike
roguelike.
in that aspect because it's like it's like comparing Binding of Isaac and Enter the Gungeon, where it's
Yeah.
like a top-down twin stick shooter kind of thing. I personally prefer Isaac as opposed to Gungeon,
Yeah, I
but
love
everyone
Gungeon.
has their own kind of like whatever it is.
But with that game, it's like the comparison. It's not a bad thing to you're not original. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
where that's where you have to be different. Like you can
But if
compare
they
it
do end up being the other three
It's like-
games entirely, then
and
what
it's
the fuck's
what
the
the fuck are you doing?
Yo,
What are you
fucking
doing? You know,
time
Because the whole point
flies,
of being
man.
an IP is being an independent property. Like, this is
Yeah.
what you're bringing to us. You can't steal different fucking USPs and just like be like, oh, this is it. Okay.
Yep. They're
but-
gonna make a black mage class and be like, oh, it's never been done before. Ooh, he's a gun shooting black mage. No,
All right.
stop.
Bullet Witch.
All right, we're gonna we're gonna move on to the next article. This is more for me and Danny, to be honest.
All right,
This
cool.
is something I want to
I'm
I'm
gonna
discuss.
get it out.
This is something I want to discuss with Danny since we both grew up like fairly hardcore wrestling fans, both of us. We still follow to an extent to this day. So I wanted to know his thoughts on this. WWE 2K20 was an enormous flop due to time constraints and staffing issues, which caused a lot of refunds to be issued. Visual Concepts were the developer of this game, and now they have a strained relationship with WWE. Reports are saying this because of how difficult it's been to keep up with requests from the company, as well as keeping up with their roster, like keeping it up to date. The problem is the roster has been in a constant change for like the past 2 years since 2K20 came out, due to a lot of like strange decisions that the CEO Vince McMahon has been making, firing many well-known talents and also not so well-known. He's also strained a relationship with many wrestlers that have not been utilized in their brand properly, which kind of has been hurting the company when it comes to like viewership and stuff like that. So a lot of wrestlers have been jumping ship to new or more established companies such as New Japan, AEW, and TNA. So my question to Danny is, what are your thoughts on 2K Sports delaying 2K22 to actually come out in the year 2022 because of multiple
Oh.
issues like these? And do you even care about the wrestling series anymore?
No, I never did. I mean, I haven't cared about it for a long time, but that was just me. Only because it became so stale. It was just this same thing over and over. I think part of it is that the people who worked on the last engine all quit, and that was why the game that when it came out, it had that
2K20,
horrible,
yes.
like everybody saw it. You
Yeah.
know, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you've seen. I think everybody here probably seen footage of the last wrestling game where everybody's everything was just fucked up.
Everything was fucked up.
It was made of a joke.
It was Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it was Cyberpunk of games of wrestling. So that entire studio was gone. So they had to develop a new engine altogether. That was part of it. Granted, it looked almost exactly the same of the footage they showed, but it's supposed to be a whole brand new engine. If you're making a brand new engine, you're not just adapting the old one and updating it like the rest of the 2K series does on a regular basis. And if you're doing that with an outdated roster, it's hard to keep up because even the main person was supposed to be Bray Wyatt was on the cover at one point.
Bray Wyatt, yeah.
He's not there he's not there anymore. So if your main person was supposed to be on the cover, chances are good your storyline or whatever you're doing for the game, because it still does have a storyline, all has to be changed. And that's not like something you can do on the fly. You know, so it's not just snap your fingers, we're going to change the main character now. Or, you know, series of main characters. Because there were a lot of important people who left. It's like getting rid of Barrett from Final Fantasy and then replacing him with I don't fucking know. You know, like, oh wait, we have to really think about this because he's a central part of this game.
They add Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. So would you rather have like more like unrealistic type wrestling games, like arcadey stuff like they did with Battlegrounds? Or like Def Jam Vendetta, even if you remember that.
Oh, I was gonna say bring back that jam.
I don't like we liked the No Mercies and the games like that because they were to us at the time realistic. The moves looked cool, the things like that. Like they had all types of crazy moves from Japan at the time, like Bernie Hammers, whatever it is. We like that aspect. These games do have a huge fan base because the creator roster. That creator character makes it so that you can keep up an updated roster. So you can make an AEW roster, you can make a New Japan roster, you can whatever. You can keep it updated to yourself and have fun. And all the moves are in the game. So people love that. And you can't do that with a kiddie version of it. Kiddie version is something you play every now and then. But the more serious version is people who really like wrestling. Like, you know, Adam. You know,
Yeah,
he'll
good
much
point.
rather play a more realistic version than he would a kiddie version because he loves the way it looks. His son, it's a great, perfect example, loves watching him play the game. So I can see why they, you know, are sticking to this route and trying to. And once they get back on track, create the new engine, figure it out, do all that, they can go on every year. But they just have to bite the bullet and call it like 2K23 or something. Because that's what's going to come out.
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's true too. But I'm sure with all the titles and licensing and all that stuff, I'm sure they're gonna stick with the same title. But I wouldn't mind them. I don't mind the delay, and I don't mind them even waiting 2 to 3 years for another one. But we all know WWE just likes that shit. So it's all up to them also because they can easily just be like, "Oh, you don't want to make it? We're gonna go to somebody else and we're gonna have them develop this game."
And then that's the problem. You just can't go, okay, we're going to go with somebody else. They might be doing that to try to cut cost right now and like threatening them, but it's nothing they did. You know, they're not. I don't think they realize that it's part of the gaming world. You know what I mean? They're used to, okay, this is coming out now. How come you guys aren't ready? We're ready. How come you're not? You know, they don't get the world. And no, this is a new franchise. It's going to take a little bit.
Yeah, it's all good points. I know you guys aren't wrestling fans, but do you guys have anything to say about a delay in the wrestling game or your thoughts on like the drama, the squared circle?
I'm actually okay with it. especially with how the last game came out. Well, the last wrestling game that I seen came out. Even UFC had that issue too, that it was a lot of bugs, like it was not perfect. So I'm glad that they're taking the time to actually work on the game, make it a little bit more appealing for people to actually play it and not to take it as a joke, to take it more serious. But other than that, I don't see any problem with it. Like I would rather the game came out, like take more time and come out as close to perfect or as good as possible, rather than just come out like, I know we make a joke about it almost every other episode, but like another Cyberpunk or some shit. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants a bad game. It sucks, and some people really do enjoy wrestling. Like my brother, he enjoys the game just because he can make his character. But we'll see. Hopefully, it
Yeah.
comes out as good as they say it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny makes a good point about the create a character thing. I think that's one of the biggest aspects of of any of those franchises. Is just you can always keep up with, even though it does take work. Like you can always make those characters that didn't add in the roster or that belongs to a different company or something. That was part of the fun that we had when we played like No Mercy and all that was making all these characters that were just like they don't belong there, but it was so much fun. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next article. It's not really an article actually. It's just news that the fact that Motive Studios, they are the developers of the new Dead Space remake, and they showed a really early like concept, the game footage, just so people know what they're working on. And even though it was a rough build, it showed a lot on what details they're working on in the game. For example, tearing off the flesh of the necromorphs exposes their insides and weakens their limbs. So if you hit them in those locations again, it'll be easier to break off their limbs. Graphical details are updated. Isaac Clarke's voice actor is back for this one, and they're keeping the story intact. They're not changing the story. They've already mentioned that because that was an important part of the franchise. Randy, what were your thoughts on the reveal?
I have not seen anything about it, but I'm really excited because Dead Space, it's one of my favorite franchises, even though I constantly give like 3 shit. One was fucking amazing. And if they're making Dead Space 1 again, but this time like with the voice actor there, like I'm assuming they're gonna give him lines because he didn't
Yeah.
speak at all in one.
Right.
He just like had his grunts and like whatever the fuck. I do enjoy the fact that they're doing a more in-depth dismemberment kind of mechanic because before it was just like, oh, one shot to a claw or like whatever the fuck, and it just fell apart.
Like the legs or whatever.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
hang down and the legs will come off.
yeah. But if they're doing something a lot like more in depth, then I'm definitely all for that because one was scary, but also the fact that like at some point you were able to become unstoppable. It
Yeah,
kind of took
towards
away
the
from
end.
something.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
really did.
Yeah. Like towards late mid game and on.
It's like mid game. Once you get like a good set of weapons and armor, you just run through people.
Yeah.
You know,
So if it seems like they're
became
actually
less
gonna,
survival horror and just a shooting game.
yeah, which is why 3 bombed so much. Personally, like
Because
it was just
just
like
shooter.
they handed you, yeah, they handed you everything just to kill everything, and there was no real challenge. Because in 1, you were scared shitless.
Mm-hmm.
They did keep on beating into your fucking head, like, oh, go for the limbs, go for the limbs. But even then, like with how twitchy the enemies were and how like the AI wasn't that stupid. Like even now, it's like playing it, it's like what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, no, fucking, I cannot wait for that to come out.
Here's the problem that I have with that thing they made. That basically how you posted it. They promoted that they were gonna showcase the game, and they didn't really showcase the game. They showcased what they were doing and some elements of like the final
Wait, how
whatever.
were they promoting
they
the game? Because I clearly remember them saying we're gonna show you like literally the rough build of like the game engine.
I
That's pretty
did
much
not
it.
see that.
They were very
them
clear
talking
what they
about
were
how
gonna show.
I did not see that. What I saw was they were gonna show actual, like literally, like I thought it was gonna be gameplay footage, actual footage of the game, or at least some type of trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they promoted. They a few weeks ago they did a teaser, but there was no trailer to come.
Yeah.
So at least doing this, they should have pushed the trailer with it. You
Yeah,
know, and then if they had a trailer and then did all this stuff with it, it would have made sense. But just doing this without a trailer is to me was a little disappointing.
And I didn't care for a trailer. I mean, they showed what the combat was gonna be like, and they probably don't even have the resources to even make a trailer, like a gameplay trailer. That's the thing. Like this game looked like they just made it last week. Like they just started making this shit last week. That's how bare
Which
it
is why,
was.
and I agree. And that's what I was disappointed at because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the shit that's not even close to being made because that's like, okay, this game's not. Why should I get hyped about something that's nowhere near? This game
So
looks nowhere. It's far from
this
ready.
this is an interesting marketing
I think they
tactic
should
that
have
I
waited
that I
a few
really
months.
this is a marketing tactic that I disagree. Like I think this was a good move on them because how many game studios do you know are willing or have the balls to do something like that, to show
on a
how
new, on a
naked your
brand new,
game how naked your game is without it being made
on a
properly.
brand new game.
So
This is a great tactic.
you can no, because the thing is that this is a very well loved franchise and people have been itching for a remake. So when it was finally released, you have no idea, well, you do have ideas because I'm sure you asked a million questions on how this remake is going to get done, which is why they made the stream in the first place, to ease some of those people that love this franchise, so they can tell them, hey, this game is in good hands. Don't worry about it. Let me show you what we have so far. This is I think this was great in the eyes of gamers, and more people should do it.
I think on a brand new game, this was perfect. It would be perfect because it would have mechanics, showing off mechanics that nobody knows about, hasn't been done or whatever it was. We knew about most of the mechanics that are happening here, and it's just being upgraded. That's
Yeah.
all it feels like to me. I mean, yeah, the shooting off limbs, they did it in the last one. Yeah, it was a little jankier in the last one, but it's nothing. It doesn't feel like it was anything new. I saw the entire footage
I gotta hear
of
from
them
Letty
shooting off
because
the limbs.
she's the marketing professional here. Like I know she focused on that a bit, so I want to hear from her about this.
But
Okay.
either way, I saw the footage real quick. I saw the footage of them shooting the legs off. It looked exactly the same. It didn't look anything different from the old one. So when I saw it, I was like,
What
okay,
the fuck
next.
are you watching?
It looked when they shut off the legs, it looked exactly the same.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Letty, your thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts. I think. Well, I'm excited for the remake. I haven't played the series, but I've been watching Randy play the first one.
No, I was playing the second one
And
for you.
you're playing the second one. Well,
Yeah.
see, I don't even know that well,
No,
but I was
the
enjoying
first one's really good.
watching.
The second one, it's like there's more like flesh to it, if anything. Go on.
Yeah, I loved seeing it, but I specifically about the basically dropping the seed early, even like before there's like more stuff about the game out, I think is great because you plant that seed early and you get people to start thinking about it, start talking about it, and you get to hear what do they want from the game too. What improvements do they want you to make that maybe your team's not even thinking about? So maybe you're working on improving something, but there's something you're missing that people will say, "Oh, this was great," or "this mechanic," or whatever, and then you can improve on it. I think it's great because it does create small hype in the beginning. Because then people check in, when is this game coming out? I've been wondering. It's been a while, and they stay tuned for the updates. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Father, pick me.
Go ahead, Randy.
All right. So,
Go ahead, child.
son, you may speak. So, fucking piggybacking off of what he said, right? It's something that we see before, whatever. Yes, okay, I understand that. But the thing is that this isn't Visceral Games that's piloting Dead Space anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was it? Motive or some shit?
Yes, Motive.
Yeah, Motive Studios. It's an entire different fucking company that's doing it. They're working with what has been done, but they're trying to improve on it. The biggest thing that was done was the whole story thing being intact, right? But because they're actually involving the community, they're involving like this whole fucking Dead Space like group that they were there to trust. Jesus fucking Christ, they were there to make sure that everything is working, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna give their 2 cents, as in like, hey, we love this about the game, but maybe we feel that this could have been a little better, not just in terms of story, because story is the bigger picture, and if they're working with them from like from the inner layers out, then once they go to the whole aesthetics part, like the real fucking like what you're seeing, they're really gonna fix all of that. Because even then, just saying, okay, to break their flesh, it reveals like their weak spots or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge fucking change.
It's funny because when I heard that they were doing a remake and like they're completely redoing the graphics and stuff, and I'm like, that game doesn't need an upgrade. Like I remember it so looking so realistic, and then they did a side by side comparison that the original
Oh,
game looked like shit compared to like what they're
what?
making now. Like compared to what they're making, like I remember the game fondly. I'm talking graphically, like graphical wise. And I remember
Yeah,
it
yeah.
looking so realistic and so like detailed and stuff like that. And now when you look at it with a comparison based off what they've made now, like there is a huge difference in detail. So like the whole tearing of the flesh stuff was just like a plus for me.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, what are your thoughts?
No, yeah, of course.
Um, well, I'm gonna piggyback off of a statement that the Sober Guardian said about showing the game and it being like showing it at its bare. There's a game that I've been keeping up with for I think almost a year now, and it's what is it? Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, the Jet Set Radio
Jet Set
lookalike.
Radio, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I've been keeping up with that game, and that man showed us the trailer, and then he was showing us everything that he was doing in the game, like showing the character sitting, like the animation, everything, like literally from naked, like the game looked like just fucking blocks and numbers, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I feel like that's always a good move to show them like how bare the game looks, and it built like they said that it builds hype for the game. It makes people want to like tune in every time, and he streams it like I think it's every Tuesday. He streams like him just tinkering with the game, and I'm like, I love watching it because like I love Jet Set Radio. It gives me the same nostalgic feeling, and I don't know, like I feel like it's a good move. But not every like I will be the devil's advocate, and I would say not every game can do that.
True.
There's not every game can do what Cyberpunk is doing, what uh Dead Space is doing. Not every game is going to be like that. But when we get those gems, it's like we're excited for it because it's a new
I feel like
it's in somebody
it'll
in the right
work
hand.
for I feel like it'll work more for games that are developing a lot of hype, like with or without game trailers, like games like Dead Space, like even Cyberpunk, for example. Cyberpunk would have greatly like benefited from doing like a developer diary thing, like let's say weekly or monthly or whatever it may be, because not only does it keep the community up to date with everything that's going on in the game, they can get feedback from the community, but also like you can actually get complaints and stuff too, so that way they can make the game better.
And also, the everybody feels more involved. If you're watching the game being developed, you're gonna feel like almost like you're a part of that journey.
Mm-hmm.
That you're
And
gonna want to participate even more.
Which is why like it's so good that they're actually bringing like this whole fucking Dead Space group into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have people that are really into like the story and just preserving what it was, because that it went off the rails, it went really off the fucking rails.
Yeah.
If anything, it feels like at 3 some fucking thing was retconned that I can't remember, but
3
they,
was fucking Resident
Was
Evil
it
6.
was it
dude,
like one of the females died, or she wasn't real or something like
shit.
that? It was some shit like
no,
that.
okay, so the whole thing was
Well, let's not go over the whole story with it.
definitely like yeah, but
Okay.
someone was dead.
Okay. I really thought you were gonna just like start from the beginning or something.
Oh no. I'm now you have a higher chance of like me doing that with the Kingdom Hearts lore than it is fucking, Dead Space.
Take your fucking shot, bud.
Sir, I'm
Yeah.
like running on
Shot.
empty here. So I'm
Shit, I
pouring
didn't even
out
catch
the bottle.
that. All right. Any final thoughts before we move on?
Ooh.
All right.
Game spoopy, Kevin no play.
Game spoopy. So
I'll stream it for you.
yeah, we'll
Alright.
see about that.
That I would actually stream. Dead Space 1 and 2 for sure, and the remake, and I'll just like leave 3 for the pigs.
If you stream Dead Space, I swear to God, I would stream Kingdom Hearts and I would do Airborne. I swear on my life.
You're gonna learn Airborne?
I would
for me?
learn Airborne. I would learn Airborne just for you.
Yeah.
Swear to
Okay. The next article. So, when I read this, I really felt good that we're living in the US right now. So China right now is restricting children under 18 years old with their gaming time to 3 hours a week. So even worse, they're told when they can game, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. So this change is due to the concern with the gaming addiction problem that they're having in China right now. Aside from this news, which I want to know your thoughts on, my other question is, what are your thoughts on the existence of just game addiction in general? Letty, you want to start first?
Cool.
Okay,
right.
I have some strong opinions about this.
Okay.
If you're addicted to video games, that's your problem. That shouldn't be that every kid can only play an hour because you're addicted. I think that's highly unfair. I think honestly, I was just shocked even reading that this is a thing happening.
Yeah, the problems of few are the problems of many. It's, yeah, pretty
Exactly.
much like how it goes.
Okay,
I know
but I
that
can-
would not fly over here.
Nah. So I can. Well, the reason I know so much about this topic is because of. Is it okay if I go? I didn't want to step on somebody's feet.
No, go ahead.
Fine, go.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the reason I know about this topic is because I'm gonna guess you guys are aware that in China there's a lot of casual fatalities because of them gaming for like excessive amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a lot of fatalities.
Korea is very much the same too.
Yeah. So it's not a surprise that they're trying to limit gaming, especially there. But I feel like if you just limit it that way, they're gonna find a loophole. You know, like there's rules are always gonna be broken. There's gonna be some bad apples, and it's understandable. But limiting them is just going to, I guess, I feel like personally, it's gonna just raise the casualty because now they're gonna be like, oh, we can only play this amount of hours, then we're gonna play like whenever when nobody's around, you know what I mean? And then God forbid something happens. But that's the reason why I'm like, it's it's the right move, but the way they're doing it is the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like they can
Mhm.
explain to them, like, listen, if you game for so long, you've like your friend whatever died from gaming for 21 hours straight with no break. Like, do you not see that that's a problem? And it being an addiction, it more falls on the individual and the parents to like, well, I can't say the parents are always at fault, but
To
I
a
would say,
degree.
To
yeah,
a degree, yeah.
to a degree. Yeah, like there's parents that just make games like be their babysitter, and that's
Mhm.
not the way you do it. It's more like you can interact with it, like you could do what Dan does,
Yeah.
which is play certain games with your kids around. Like you could do what Randy does, plays Kingdom Hearts with his nephew around. Like you can get them into the
Exactly.
idea of playing games and it being like not an addiction, but something to like just experience the beauty of it, but not play it till you fucking collapse. You know what I mean? Like that's where I find like that's a dumb that's the excessive amount of gaming. Like I can game for like 6 hours and I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Yeah, I mean, gaming
like-
addiction, in general is like just like any other addiction. It's usually defined when it affects your normal everyday life, like when you're skipping work or skipping school, or you're not doing anything for your health and things like that. That's when it's usually identified as an addiction. Like you, for example, if you're playing 6 hours a day, that's perfectly fine as long as you're not doing it every single day and you're skipping out on anything else that you're supposed to be doing, like your responsibilities and such. Um, I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is an extreme thing because they should it, one solution. It's not like they could just be one solution, but just one example of a solution could be making or making sure that establishments that are offering like internet cafes and things like that, which are very popular in China and Korea, um, they're held accountable for holding people there so long. They offer snacks, they offer drinks, they're keeping people there, they're making money off of them, and they're keeping them there, and they're playing 24, 48 hours straight, whatever it may be, and they're dying out there. So like they should be held accountable for it. Like you mentioned before, in many cases, the parents should be held accountable for it. Like right now, they're really just punishing the kids, and it could be worse because of it.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
It's not always a good thing to go the extremist route. It's sometimes better to like help them understand why it's bad to do something like for this long. You know what I mean? But does anybody else want to go? I don't want to keep
Danny,
talking.
I feel like your solution is just get the chancla and just make sure you just
Beat the shit out your
beat the
kid.
shit
Nah,
out your
I'll
kid.
go last 'cause I probably have a different opinion from
Okay.
everybody else. So.
Go ahead, Randy. You got anything?
What's actually funny though is that it's like with it being limited to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just like the weekend and holidays. Um, me growing up, like I never played video games every single fucking day, right? So I understand that there can be an addiction or whatever the fuck, but that doesn't mean that I like agree with it because personally, from my personal standpoint, I never had that. Like I had that same fucking weekend restriction, not for an hour and a half, because apparently right now it's just an hour and a half in China, and they're gonna drop it to an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and those like 4 select days a week, if any. Um, I I don't get it. Just the parents should definitely know what the fuck they're doing. Because even then, it definitely has to be a thing. Like, hey, you're doing this for too long. We have to restrict you because like you have important things to do. Like Monday through Thursday, don't fucking play because you have school, especially like if you're elementary, middle, high school, whatever the fuck it is. Um, it it doesn't make sense to me, and especially like the fact that they're comparing it to an opium addiction.
That's a bit.
That's a little
That's a
fucking
bit.
extreme.
Yeah.
Because I understand why it's like one thing to do it there because it almost seems like how to put it, the opium addiction that happened in the past in China seems like a very kind of like scare tactic now for kids because I'm pretty sure we all went to history class and I'm pretty sure we all know that like opioids were fucking huge over there
Mm-hmm.
way the fuck back when, like Silk Road era and whatever the fuck. But to compare video games to that, like you have to have that switch, like that tells you, hey, this isn't good for me. And even then, games nowadays, like even online games, they come out with the occasional ad, like, hey, it's good to take a break once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
After you play this, you should probably take a break for like an
Nintendo's
hour
really
or
good
like
with
two
that.
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, even fucking League of Legends, hate the shit out of that game, but if I find myself playing 6 rounds in one go, and even if it's within a span of 2 hours, they're like, you should get some air, touch
Yeah.
some fucking grass.
Yo,
Thank you.
Get some air.
fucking Twitch is like that too. When they're like, yo, you've been playing for like 3 hours, bud.
What was good, buddy?
15
Have you
minutes.
ate?
You gotta do something, bro. Like,
Stretch, take a
yeah,
piss, go take a
something.
dump, something, do
Don't touch
anything, but just
touch
like
grass, bro. Please touch that grass.
connect to reality for a little bit.
Yeah,
Be doing that.
I could
This
understand.
this isn't anything terrible, but it is extreme that they're going down to 1 hour because
Those
a
are
lot of the games that are coming out now, you can't just do something in an hour and that's it.
Yo,
yeah.
they're gonna be tight because
Yeah,
the
that's
update,
a
the
good point
download's gonna
too.
take an hour.
Like you really have to pick the type of game that you'd only play for an hour and then put down and you have to wait again. But that is a good point. But like that always tends to be the extremist view when it
Especially if
comes to
it's
people
something
who are
that like
against video
gets to
games.
you.
Huh?
No, especially if it's something that like really gets to you, that
Yeah.
you really enjoy fucking playing. Like
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it? There's been plenty of fucking times that to let they'll be like, hey, like at 3 I'll stop. Next thing it was fucking 4:30, and I was like, oh, I'm still playing World Ends with You. Go to bed without me.
Yeah, and
And
the
it's
whole like 1 hour restriction. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
no.
I spend an hour customizing my character just that before I even get to play.
Yeah,
You need more
right.
than an hour sometimes. Yeah, completely.
They ain't buying
If anything,
Skyrim,
they
that's for
should, like,
sure.
if anything, they should have more
I always hit the
like
random button.
hey, take a break, like pop-ups either,
Yeah.
or more like how to game sounds silly but safely, maybe even like centers or rehab or whatever it is, but to limit everyone under 18 the hours they can play, I think is a lot.
Yeah. I
No,
was gonna.
because even then, another thing that like she's pointing out, like how to game safely.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like people rage, even if it's fucking like 10 minutes into a fucking game. There are those that just get into like one match of fucking Guilty Gear per se, and they lose, and at that point you're smashing fucking controllers, and it's like, dude, come on, like you have an hour. What's the point of like losing your fucking shit over it?
Yeah. Well, those are a lot
So
of
here's
those.
here's my take.
Go ahead, Danny.
Here's my take on it. Yes, I think it's very extreme. I think it's way too far extreme. But it's not unexpected from a place that only at one point limited one child per family.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
like it's
Now
something
it's
out of the
2.
norm. Now it's 2. Yeah.
Oh shit, they leveled up.
Yeah, like 2-3 years ago, maybe 5. Anyway, so it's not so like because they have the capability, they're gonna ban something like this because they think it's an epidemic, and I do think it's fucked up, and it probably shouldn't. It should be left up to the parent and left up to the whatever. we gamed all day. We probably gamed more than 6 hours a day, you know. And I do think on my side, it probably did hurt my social aspect because
Yes.
Danny's my only friend. Like, like that's not even
Friends
a
are
joke.
overrated.
So the funny part is my kids only watch 3 hours of TV. They only get 3 hours of screen time a week. And 2 of those hours is because I watch a movie with them on the weekends. So I kind of get it because my kids, when they watch too much TV and they get, they're really hard to deal with in a few days later afterwards. They really are. You do see a big difference in the way they act if they
Hmm.
watch too much TV or too much screen time, whether it be iPad or whatever it is. My daughter, especially, if she gets an iPad, she used to get a, she used to get an iPad for 15 minutes every day. We had to cut that out because the second we said no, you can't have the iPad, she would freak the hell out like it was in the world.
Hmm.
And you just can't act like that with things, whether it
That's
be whether it be anything.
that's
So
the point that I wanted to make about Randy's comment about breaking controllers and stuff. Like, and I'm guilty of this when I was much younger too, and I didn't learn this until
yeah,
I was in and
right.
out of the
I
military.
didn't just send you that. I didn't send you that the breaking controller video for a reason.
I
It
haven't
was a boxing.
broken a controller since I was a teenager. so but the thing is that like that's the thing, like just as Danny was saying and Randy was saying as well, like people who are playing games too much can tend to be uh, uh um uh, they're not emotionally intelligent. So like
Yeah,
they don't know how to control their emotions because they're so stuck in this gaming world, this gaming process or whatever it may be. So that's why there needs to be that balance. So I could understand like if you're seeing like your child getting angry and stuff like that so easily, it's because they're probably on the screen for too long, and they kind of need that balance of being having a an actual social interaction with people, so that way they could understand what they're doing wrong or right or whatever it may be. So like there'll be less controllers broken if you kind of find that balance, and it took me a long time to figure that shit out.
Oh,
And I'll
so
still
and
get
like
mad. I'll still get mad and frustrated about shit, but I won't take it out on anybody, and I damn sure won't take it out on my controllers like I used to.
so
because
You're
Breaks
like,
down.
that's $60. I want to keep
because
Yeah, I'm an
because
adult
grow
now.
because like
That's gas right there.
because before I had kids, the idea of when you have kids, like they're gonna play video games with me all day. It's gonna be fun, blah blah. Watch every movie, so on and so forth. But once you actually see what it does and see how they act, your view goes, okay, I have the ability to make a right choice for them. Is this good? Should they be playing? What happens if I take it away for a week? Will they act better? Oh
Hmm.
shit, they did. My son's
Hmm.
actually going to bed. He's not playing at night. He's going to bed because he's not hyped up and watching TV or watching something. Because we've had that. We've had lazy Fridays where we're so tired we don't want to cook. We order Chinese food and watch full. They love watching Full House, so we put on Full
Damn.
House for them. And they watch an episode, and my son doesn't sleep properly that night because he just wants to talk and say things that he just finished watching over
Hmm.
and over and repeat to himself. So again, I can see the concept, and it because video games go with screen time, I believe
No, of course.
it's still the so if you're gonna limit, and that's the problem that I have, if you're gonna limit video games, you have to limit screen time as well.
Hmm.
I think it all goes hand in hand. It's not just a video game; it's entertainment at the end of the day.
It's
So
still
I think,
simulation.
yeah. So
yeah,
I have
yeah, exactly. So if they're gonna do that, they blame it on the game because
easy.
games have the gore, whatever it is, it was lack of social interaction,
Mhm.
and I think they're blaming it on that, but it's not just
There's
that,
more. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Kevin, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so I have 2 points. I agree with what Dan is saying, like that it's not just one thing. It's more than just video games. Like you can't just be like it's like the old fucking like parent stuff like, "Oh, the video games are making my kids violent and all that shit." It's that argument. And it's like you can't just say it's just video games. It's the environment, whatever they're around. It can sometimes be people that's making them the way they are. And there was a second thing that I wanted to say that I don't think it pertains to this, but it pertains to somewhere else, which is Japan. which is them dying because they work too much. So I was like, it's either you play video games too much and die, or you work too much and die. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you guys the question of, do you think that they're going to limit that as well,
Limit work.
like work hours, because they work like
I mean, they
200
should. I mean, the U.S. alone, like the 40-hour work week doesn't work anymore. That was an old concept during like the Industrial Revolution and shit. Like up in Europe and like in a lot of other places to the east, they have 30-hour work weeks. You're working 4 days a week. And you're still getting paid the same, and people are a lot more happier and actually more productive because of it. So like that whole concept of like 40 plus hours it should have been out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, but they be working like 200 hours a week. Like I
Hmm.
don't even know if that's possible. But
I do feel like Japan's a little bit slow on that. Like
yeah, yeah.
make
The
changes.
the
like
thing
that,
is
but they
also in Japan, at least when I was living there, the economy was really bad, and I would assume that the economy is still bad there. So I got to understand why people are pushing so many hours and trying to make so much money off of it, is because the economy is really bad. Especially after that the earthquake that happened in 2012, 2012,
hmm
2012.
Yeah.
So they were trying to recover from that for a very long time. So I could understand why people were overworked and damn near killing themselves.
Believe it or not, I think there was two. Yeah, there was two animes made off of the earthquake in 2012, which is Magnitude 8.0, and then it was Tokyo 2021, and it
Hmm.
deals with same matter. It's just told different. But like the 2021 one was more like futuristic, but kind of dark.
Hmm.
Either way.
Isn't there also like an earthquake game for Japan? Disaster Report or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Disaster Report. Yeah,
Disaster
I
report.
played that game. It's really bad.
Oh, it's horrid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Any
yo,
final
you need to
thoughts
stream that though.
for this topic? This was a pretty serious. I wish I could talk more about it, but we don't have that much time. But any final thoughts?
Video games bad. Blame the video games.
Blame video games.
Blame the
Yeah.
video games.
Only video games, not movies, not TV.
Nah.
No.
No.
What my actual final point would be, listen, if you guys gonna take this route, do with sober drunk guardian. I'm drunk. Sober guardian, sober guardian said, and limit also screen time. Like make
Yeah,
spend
definitely.
time.
Fucking parents,
make
man, take accountability for that shit. Stop using them as
parents,
babysitters.
the parents,
Mhm.
the net cafe, stop using these young people as fucking banks or like EBT cards, whatever the
Mhm.
fuck you want to use, or ATM cards.
Shit.
Like they're human beings, you know what I mean? Like be a fucking human being, and if you don't think that they're gonna be all right, say something. Be like, yo, listen, your hours is up. We can't read you up because you're gonna about to fucking die. So get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yep.
What do they call the new generation of kids? The iPad generation.
iPad
They're all
generation.
growing up
Yeah.
on the.
That's my nephew. My
Every baby has an iPad.
nephew's fucking 7, 8 years old, and he is glued to his iPad. Ridiculous.
Final
Like,
thought, Randy.
oh
Touch
man.
grass.
Hmm?
Final thoughts. Touch grass.
Touch grass.
Touch grass.
Yeah.
Actually,
All right.
I'm going.
So, final article we're gonna touch on. We're definitely gonna go over the hour and a half, but it's fine. It's a new day. So we now have a glimpse of the new Resident Evil movie, Welcome to Raccoon City, which is set to release November 24th, 2021. They released some movie photos and has developed some bad reactions to how some of the characters look, such as Jill, Barry, Claire, and especially Leon. The actor, I guess I'm pronouncing this. Let's see if I'm pronouncing this right. Avon.
Let you pronounce it for us.
Georgia.
Jogia.
Georgia.
Nokia.
Just as it's pronounced. I mean, just as it's spelled.
What kind of
Ivan Georgia. So
what kind
he
of
looks
JoJo name is this?
he looks nothing like Leon. Leon typically being a white male, while Georgia he's a mix. I've looked into it. He's British, Indian, German, and Welsh descent. So very, very dark
Said
skin.
Welsh?
Yes, yeah. He's
That
dark
explains
skinned.
a
I thought he
lot.
was Spanish, to be honest. Like he looks Spanish to me. So
I thought he was
director,
Indian.
Welsh
Look,
people,
Indian to me.
people are fucking hot for no reason.
You look like Mustafa Ali.
yeah. So the director Johannes Roberts told IGN that he stands by his decision. This is his quote. It was hugely important with the whole casting process to find people who embody the spirit and energy of the characters I wanted to portray. I think often in-game adaptations, one of the big flaws can be just casting someone to look visually like the characters, giving them the identical haircut and clothes, but not really trying to give the audience the thing that a movie does better than the game, which is to create a three-dimensional character that you can really connect with and believe in. I think, as I said before, one of the traps of falling into game adaptations is to make it feel like a giant cosplay version of the game. I 1,000,000% agree with this shit. So, what do you think of the screenshots? What do you think of what he said? Are you excited for this at all because of the fact that he's trying to adapt this as true to the game as possible? He even mentioned he tried to recreate all the set exactly like the video games, the mansion, the Raccoon City, the police department. Capcom even gave them blueprints to make sure that everything was game accurate. So, with all that information, what were your thoughts on that, Kevin?
I'm gonna call cap on that, which is bullshit.
Mm.
Because we have Monster Hunter, and that was what the fuck was that? Like, and then
To be fair though, who's the one that was behind it?
but even so, like, if they're
No,
saying
who's
they
the
want,
one that was behind it?
we're not
Yeah.
gonna talk. We know who's behind it.
Yeah,
But
it might as well fucking have been Uwe Boll. Like, with how
But the thing
garbage that
is, to
shit
be
was.
fair
but
though, Anderson, yeah, he did say he was a fan of Resident Evil. He did say he was a fan of Monster Hunter, and they both were bad. This is the same thing with I don't remember the director's name, but the guy who directed the Netflix version of Death Note. He
Oh,
said
bye.
that he tried
That
to
was bad.
adapt that as true as possible because he didn't want to disappoint anyone because he was such a huge fan of the anime. That shit was fucking
But he disappointed all
not.
of us.
my
Yeah.
It
thing
doesn't
is,
even exist.
So
But
What-
why-
just
what are you
because
talking
you're
about?
saying these things doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So I could understand why Kevin's saying cap.
like, honestly, I understand the idea of making it as true as possible. I was like, we got that so many fucking times. Like, that's like saying, how many times you gonna tell us the Bruce Wayne story of how he became Batman? Nobody cares about the story. It's like, how are you going to interpret the story? How are you gonna get us invested to watch it? Like, don't give me some bullshit speech of I love the game. I was like, everybody loves Resident Evil. Everybody
Mhm.
loves Dead Space. Everybody loves the game that they love. Don't say that and then be like, I'm trying to make it as true as possible. Don't make it as true as possible. Make your art your art. That's the point of it being a fucking movie. It's your
And
art.
that's what this man's doing though.
No,
That's
but
why that's why he's casting like people that aren't like true to.
I,
That's why he said he doesn't want it to be a whole
I,
cosplay thing.
but
So
that's what I'm saying.
so
I
yeah.
understand that.
So
But
aside from the
but
settings and all that, what do you think of the casting decisions?
I again, I don't really care for it because my thing is, if they can play the role well, why even think about what the decisions were? There's certain shows that and movies that I don't agree with it, but if the actor can play the character well, I'm not gonna hate on them. Like Starfire in the Teen Titans show is I believe she's either Spanish or a black woman, and I didn't mind it.
Mhm.
It took me a bit to get used to it because I was like, oh, I thought they were just gonna have like a Spanish woman do it, but they were like, no.
I thought
it's
the
just-
same thing, but I agree. Like she did a really good
Yeah,
job.
she did a really good job, and I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. I enjoy the character, but
Mhm.
if you're just gonna say like it's a retelling of the story or if it's something different, it's not anything different. I don't care for it. But if it's
Mm.
unique, if it's better than fucking Monster, I'm already in love. I'm already in love with the movie.
It
You know what I
already
mean?
seems like it's better than Monster Hunter,
Yeah,
honestly.
it's already better than Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But final thoughts. I just want to see it. I don't want if it's a retelling. I'm gonna just the first 30 minutes is what I'm giving it. If it's the same thing, I'm gonna walk out the movie. I don't care how amazing it is. I don't want another retelling, man. I'm tired of it.
All right, Letty, what about you?
I was a little conflicted, being true to the character's looks versus the essence of the character, if the actor can do it well or not. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but I do think actually coming across like the character takes a little bit more precedence over it looking like the character.
Mhm.
That's just my opinion. But yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, then
Still kind of conflicted a little bit.
but then you can have the Resident Evil movie where Leon didn't look like Leon, Chris didn't look like Chris, Ada didn't look like Ada.
I have
She was
a
different
very
Ada.
strange question before we move on to Danny and Randy.
What's up?
So as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution was,
I'm
Oh,
gonna walk
bye.
the
No,
fuck
no,
as
no,
out
no,
of
no,
bad
no,
as
no.
Dragon Ball
No.
Evolution
Let's
was.
skip the question. Let's skip the question.
So
I don't want to.
if they had still chosen that dude to play Goku, but he acted very well like Goku, like would you still agree with him like
The
being
movie.
casted as Goku? Not the movie. We're not talking about the movie. I'm just talking
What
about that
movie?
character who played Goku,
No, that
which is
yeah, of
fucking god
course.
awful.
That's
What
like the
movie? I don't know what
character
you're
that
talking
That's
about.
kind of like the comparison
see-
that I'm trying to make. Is it's like you got this guy who looks nothing like Leon versus a guy who looks nothing like Goku. But if he did a really good Goku, would that make the movie good?
That
No.
So
would
you're saying
honestly no.
hypothetically that
I feel like it
everybody
would.
in the movie acted well. That would have
Even
been a completely different thing.
even
Yeah.
Hobo?
Yeah.
Yes. Because here's the thing, like, yeah, sure. Okay. So in the fucking notes that I have here, it's like as long as the character's who they are, like, there's no fucking issue to it. Because I'd much rather have a character have their personality as opposed to being like, oh yeah, it looks like Leon, but it's a cardboard cutout of Leon,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they did with the fucking like whenever they had like, oh whoa, Jill's there. Oh shit, it's Chris. No, it's just they tried to look like them. It's a really shitty cosplay as opposed to someone that really gets who the fuck they are as a character.
But
Mhm.
they're not gonna look like the character, right?
But it doesn't fucking as long
No,
as
no, no. But
as
that's
long as
that's
they
what I'm.
have the qualities of the character in terms of
But that,
personality,
You have to
give
be
it to me.
invested in the
but that,
character, yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if not everybody's gonna be accepting, like I would say most of us here. I don't know what.
Oh
Dan's
no,
opinion-
no, of
That's
course.
because Dan's opinion is always what scares me. But what I'm saying is, like, if I don't know who the character is, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's Leon Kennedy," I'm like, "That's not Leon Kennedy."
You have to know that it's Leon based on the acting. It shouldn't be
But
explained to you that oh this is Leon. If they
but
immediately like kind of give it away that it's oh you know this is the character that I am and you feel that that's Leon, then that's Leon based on whoever the fuck plays them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
but
But
you
if
can
they
tell.
have to like blatantly say like oh who the fuck was they who was this actor trying to be? Oh that was Chris Redfield. Couldn't you tell? No, I
Nope.
couldn't because what the fuck was that acting?
But
What the
that's
fuck was that costume
but
also? Like
that,
it
that's what
has to be a good balance. If he has the costume and the attitude, dude, fucking that's Leon.
yeah,
I don't give a fuck who the fuck
that's what
that
I'm
is.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he can play Leon, Leon is
Then that's
very
Leon.
yeah. He's a fucking all around American bread and butter. Fucking I'm a good guy. Fucking that's Leon. He's so easy to. He's not easy to play, but the idea of Leon is so simple. If he can
Especially
play,
young Leon.
yeah, especially
Yeah.
young Leon. He's
Naive
fucking
young
For
Leon.
Leon is a different fucking beast.
yeah. Poor Leon
Yeah.
is a cheeky son of a bitch.
For Leon is fucking daddy. Like
No, he's daddy.
Danny,
daddy with a capital C.
Danny,
But
what are
anyway,
what are your thoughts? on
I'm
all
kind
this?
of with, I think like Natish probably said it, like, as long as, or a few people already said it, as long as the character stays true to the character, I don't really care what he looks like. You'll get used to it, type of
Mhm.
thing, and it might be the new face of it overall. But I don't think they're gonna, if they're going this drastic with it, I don't think they are going to keep it that true, and they're gonna try to make it their own,
Mhm.
which just kind of ruin of what we know, what we think of Leon.
Yeah.
And I still ultimately I think they're gonna end up fucking it up. But that's because I would never give any hope to any of these fucking movies.
So
Pessimist as fuck.
my
I
my
told
opinion
you.
with it is I agree. I think it's not about what the character looks like, but how they act. The thing that worries me though is that there has to be that balance, and it's just a little bit of what everyone is saying. There has to be a little bit of that uniqueness of a Resident Evil story that makes it different from the actual games. Because if you're just watching a shot for shot recreation of it, we're gonna be bored as
Mhm.
fuck watching this movie because we already
Fuck
know
yeah.
what happens, we already know what to expect, we already know what they're gonna say, we already know about Umbrella, we know all of that
Jill
shit
sandwich.
already. The
Yeah.
Jill sandwich room, like we know all of that shit. The master of unlocking. Oh man,
Master of
and you know they're gonna use that line somewhere in there.
They
I
have
hope
to
they
use
fucking
that.
Master of unlocking.
Yeah,
They
But
have to use
yeah,
that
when he
to
gives her the
look
lockpick, because when
yeah,
you
Oh
play
yeah.
Jill, you get the fucking easy mode with the lock. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
to be fair though,
I
with
worry
what you're
I
saying,
worry that they're gonna be too true to it to where we're not gonna have fun with this movie.
I will say this though, if like I understand what you're saying and that like it'll bore us that have played it or seen a playthrough or the fuck. That I do get, but at the same time, there are going to be plenty that haven't played the game or seen anything in regards to
Fuck
it,
them.
like as to what like the original source. Yeah, yeah,
No,
fuck them,
I'm
obviously.
kidding. I'm kidding.
But at the same time, no, but at the same time, it's like if you want to introduce someone to it and you don't
Yeah.
want to like have to fucking sit there and play like 10 hours of a fucking game, you could just show them the movie if it does end up being good or whatever the case. Like
But then
you know what I mean? Like it's a really kind of like thin line that you're walking. And even with the casting, like one thing I could definitely agree on is that like who they have for Leon, he definitely has the wit that fucking Leon Kennedy himself has. Like I know
I'm-
Letty's seen Victorious, but have any of you guys seen Victorious, like a Nick show?
No.
Yes, I've seen that's my
The
favorite.
what show?
It's a Nickelodeon show.
I remember
Oh, you're
that's
fucking
how
12. Yeah.
Ariana
I'm
Grande.
24. You know this.
I remember that's how Ariana
Yeah,
Grande
you
got
ever
started.
seen the
That's about
fucking?
it.
I'm a baby boy.
You ever seen the Disney Channel show? No, I'm a
All
grown
right.
ass man. I don't
So
watch
so
that.
fucking.
Listen, don't act like you didn't get emotional watching that Blues Clues shit.
Let
wow.
can we
didn't
not?
wanna
Can we
watch
no?
it.
Can we
I
actually
don't
not?
like
Can we
I
actually
thought it
not?
was
Like
cute. I thought it was
I'll
gonna
walk
be a
away
joke,
right now.
but
All right,
I will
go
go
on,
away
Randy.
right
Go on.
fucking Berto put that shit on for me, and I
Oh,
I didn't
man.
want to cry in front of him, but I was gonna die.
Steve, don't go.
I feel
Yo,
like I let him down to a degree, but that's a different story. The fuck are we saying?
I'm about to counter your.
Yeah, no, as long as it's not a fucking like cosplayer thing, whatever. Like the guy that they cast for him, it's fine. I'm pretty sure everyone else, it's like they got the personification of the character, and that's at the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters.
Mhm.
Because it's like you can only do so much to look like who you're playing as, but if you can't give us the full delivery, then that's that. And you know what? Funnily enough, I actually put a little note here as well that I was hoping that like someone was gonna bring up The Witcher, but I'm gonna do it myself regardless.
Okay.
Fucking Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia can suck my fucking dick because I do not
What?
approve of that shit.
He's
I do not.
amazing,
No,
Geralt.
have
no,
you
no,
watched
no,
the
no,
show?
no.
Geralt doesn't have
I-
I'm
much
no, I'm
emotion
sorry.
to
No, I'm
portray in the
sorry, no.
first place, and Henry
that's the
Cavill being
thing.
such a great actor portrays that
Counter.
perfectly.
Counterpoint.
Oh my god! Oh, we're gonna fight
No.
over that one.
I have a
First
counter-
off, to give an entire disclaimer, I do have a bias against fucking Henry Funny Lips Cavill himself, but just like he was not the Geralt that I was familiar with because I played the three fucking games, and I just didn't feel that same thing. It could have been the extreme
I thought
again
he was
bias against him,
perfect. Yeah,
but at the same time, I was just like, dude,
I
this
think that's
isn't the
all
Geralt
it
that
is.
I
Who would
fucking
you
know.
have casted?
I can't say for sure because I wasn't expecting a fucking Witcher live action. I never thought that
Oh,
far into
man.
it. But regardless, it's like comparing the Oscar Isaac Solid Snake to Henry Cavill fucking Geralt. Like Oscar Isaac looks a lot more like Solid Snake, and I'm pretty sure he could do a better fucking like type of
Oscar
shit.
Isaac is just as good of an actor, so I'm sure he can pull off Snake.
I'm
And
pretty sure
Snake
that
shows
he's
more
fucking way
emotion.
better than fucking. Does he though?
Yes, he
Because he
does.
just
I mean,
repeats the same thing with a question
No,
mark
no,
at
no,
the
no.
end.
Yes, very true. He's a very stereotypical like spy or assassin or whatever it is you want to call him.
Assassin?
like Snake Plissken. Like what's his name? Who's the guy who plays Snake
Oh,
Plissken?
Kurt
Russell. Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Yeah.
Russell.
So like that's him.
Walking denim.
That's Snake. So he's
No,
easy to
no.
play.
Snake Plissken was Metal Gear 2. Like that personification afterwards, that's why he took the name of that one. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Metal Gear came out way before fucking Big Trouble in Little China.
What? No.
Did it not?
No,
Am I
definitely
wrong
not.
on this one?
And if not,
Oh my god.
Snake is based off of Snake Plissken from Escape from New York.
Fu-
In the 90s. It's the old 90s
Fuck
movie.
me, you're right.
So yeah, Snake is Snake. That's the thing. Snake is Snake.
But regardless, I still
Yeah.
I hold Oscar Isaac in fucking better realm for
Yeah.
Solid Snake as opposed
Understandable.
to fucking Cavill as Geralt.
Yeah, I have a counterpoint to Randy's statement,
Uh-huh.
and
Indulge me.
But yeah, and it's. I think I'm a couple shots in, so I'm in violent mode.
Indulge me. Choose
So-
violence. Go ahead. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. So you remember when you said that somebody that never played the game is watching the movie, right? How
Okay.
the fuck are they gonna know who's Leon? You're gonna tell them, or the movie's gonna tell them? You see the problem?
What do you mean?
Fair.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah,
if
you
the movie's
Fair.
gonna set up
But
Leon
here's-
because
But
Leon
that's
was
what I'm
Leon
saying,
was
like-
a rookie, and when he goes to the police department, you remember like they were supposed to throw like a welcome
that's what I-
party and all that stuff. They could easily introduce
what
him
I'm
that way.
Are they going to introduce him that way when he gets to the office, or are they going to introduce him like they did in the game that he was in the the
Gas
gas
station.
station.
Yeah.
Counterpoint, right? They're obviously going to introduce them as their characters. They're going to say the names and whatever fuck. And so when you introduce the person that's watching the movie for the first time, that's getting into Resident Evil, and if you play the games for them, if they're into it, they'll be like, oh shit, wow, yeah, no, this was just like the movie. And you're gonna be like, you know what, you're a dumbass.
Do
It's
you-
like the movie was like the game. But yes.
Do you remember
Counter-
Resident Evil 1, the
counter-
cinematic in the beginning of the game where they introduced all the characters in live action?
The live
Where they
action,
just, like,
I loved it.
Barry.
Oh my god, that was
Like,
so camp.
Albert Wesker.
Chris Redfield.
Chris
do that in the
Redfield.
movie,
They're
I
gonna
would
do
love
that
it.
in the movie.
They
would
need to.
love it.
They
They'll probably do
fucking
it in the
need
credit
to.
scene. I guess he didn't do that in the credits.
Yeah.
It's either in the opening or ending credits, but like it has to happen, or if anything, please be a
We
fucking
too
deleted
can't be
scene or
doing it in the
blooper.
beginning, but in the credits would be perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
when
that'd be really cool.
Final
is
thoughts,
this,
Kevin.
this movie supposed to be coming out
November 24th.
Shit. Yeah.
this year?
Sure. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
So we all watching it for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Of course I'll watch it.
Thanksgiving? Well, we're gonna be
Perfect
thankful for
family
Capcom.
movie.
Of course.
Thankful for Capcom. All right.
I'm
All right.
Thankful
So
for Capcom and their shit writing.
So I'm gonna transition here now to the screenshot gaming shit.
Oh shit.
And so Letty's new to this. So I know you've seen us do the stream before, but I'm gonna post up the pictures and we're gonna guess where these games are coming from. So just give a shout to if you know it, don't shout it out right away. Let somebody else try to guess it. If anybody online is wants to give a shout on the chat and guess it, go ahead and do that as well because we're all playing along.
Can we get a buzzer?
No, you asked this
Can we
last
get a
time.
buzzer?
Why can't we get a
We're
buzzer?
we're gonna do Jeopardy,
Yeah.
and that's the only
Why?
time you will ever touch a buzzer.
And I will abuse that buzzer.
Oh, boy. All right.
I don't
And
know
that's
yet.
why we don't have a buzzer today.
Yeah.
So
don't
here-
judge. Don't judge me.
Yo,
See?
I love that.
You give me a button, I'm gonna press it. Simple as that.
I love that Sober just hit the button instinctively. It was just like,
I don't know the answer.
no.
I'm
Here
not
is
gonna do this first.
here is the first picture. And of course you guys better be on the
Oh,
stream, of
got it.
course.
I'm on the stream. Oh, dude, come on.
Buzz? No,
That's
I don't
easy.
know what that.
Buzz.
Danny, you
So
know this
Kevin
game.
knows it. I know it. Does Letty know it? Letty doesn't know it.
This is
Alright.
old.
It is old, but does
It is.
I'm not sure.
Oh, shame on you, Danny.
Kevin on three?
Yeah.
I know the game.
One,
Like, if I said it.
2, 3. Ape Escape.
That shit is my favorite.
It's Ape Escape.
I was able to escape. Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
Ape Escape.
They're making no Monkey Balls. They're making another Monkey Balls game.
Yeah.
They are making a monkey
I'm
ball
excited
with
for
the
that.
Yakuza cast in it.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh,
Morgana from-
jeez, it's so they're fucking crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
fucking-
you don't want to be fucking Kiryu in a ball, just like rolling and then like have him fall off the edge? Like
You're rolling down.
dame. Like
Yeah.
come on.
Here's the next picture coming up.
I don't know. It's beyond me. Yo, prehistoric. What's the game?
Prehistoric. Prehistoric Danny.
Hey, yo, prehistoric.
No,
game.
don't know this one at all.
Awful
This is
guys.
the
I know you wouldn't guess this one, honestly.
You gave us
Obviously, you know it,
this.
Oh, of course. I mean, I know all the games because I picked them.
and that's why you don't participate.
Yeah, exactly. One day, y'all gotta do something so I could play along. But this
Yo,
is Master Blaster.
Okay.
I heard M and I thought you were about to say Metroid. I was like, what fucking Metroid? is this?
It's a cap.
All right.
All right, next one.
Let's do this.
All right, so Ass Blaster, got it. Ooh,
That's
what the fuck is the name
Bonk.
of
Oh
this?
shit. No, I should've
Oh,
There we
said
go.
that.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Yo, so the
Bonk.
So the
Got
game
it. I got the game.
There you go.
We'll give him that one because he didn't know the first one.
Bonus
so,
points if
I
you
had
know
no
which
clue.
system is this one for.
SNES,
yeah,
No.
no, it's
No.
Super Nintendo, Sega
Sega
Genesis.
Genesis.
When I was that broke, man, I
I
couldn't
couldn't
pick
picture this.
This is for the close to Genesis, it's TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah, Turbo
What?
I
I thought this was ColecoVision.
I
think
I
this
feel
is-
like if
Fuck,
if
that's
W were
advanced
up here,
shit
he
right
would,
there
like,
for
focus on that.
ColecoVision. All right, next one here, a little bit more your age.
Easy. Bro, isn't that Mr.
Oh, come on.
Family?
Oh, I
Who
love
is Mr. Family?
got
Mr.
it.
Family.
Mr. Family.
He seems pretty
You know,
furious, and
you
I
know
think
the
that
only
he's
thing
fast
we
too.
got is family.
That's not what this game is, though. But yeah,
No,
Yo,
I know.
I'm not,
This is Fast
I'm
and
not doing
Furious. What are you talking about?
yeah, he gets
Can I
injected. That's how he flies in
this
space.
is,
Yeah.
can I name the game?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Riddick.
Chronicles of
Riddick.
Riddick. The Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of
Yeah,
Riddick. Get it right.
I could just say I could just
Salt
say
and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Yo,
Did you know he did the Chronicle of Riddick series so
Yeah.
that
Wow,
he can
really?
get the rights back to
He
Fast
wanted
and
to
Furious?
continue the movie. He wanted to
Really?
continue the Chronicles movie. The movies.
He did it. He did it. He used it as a ploy to get the Fast and Furious series back.
Oh, really?
They
So-
wanted him. They wanted him to keep doing it. He didn't want to, and then he used it as a thing to get Fast and Furious back to own the rights to it.
so
Mm,
guys, side note, I'm not drunk. I'm just intoxicated. with
which is
family.
why he won't let it go into
Intoxicated.
making movies.
So,
Yeah.
so two things. One, Chronicles of Riddick has like the most satisfying fucking like punch animations because like you feel the weight behind them,
Yeah.
and also,
Yeah.
what if it's like part of the Fast and Furious thing because they went into space now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if at some point,
Vin Diesel meets Riddick.
yeah, yes, no,
Dom-
not that they
Dom
meet
meets
Riddick.
Riddick.
Is that Dom is Riddick? It comes full circle,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
So
this
he
was,
goes
this was
to
just
he
like a
goes
Fast and
to
the Furious.
space, and then he gets his eyes shined, and then he becomes Riddick.
Exactly. There we go.
So-
Yeah.
Well, in this game, remember they show him how he gets his
How he
eyes
gets
shine
it,
in this
yeah.
game.
So he drove through a building to another building to go to space to be a space warrior that drives
Yes.
cars.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's
Exactly.
funny because I think this
With really
game
good combat.
He
this
only
game
he
actually
only he
contradicts
only goes
the
through life a quarter
storyline
light year
in
at a
the
time.
Chronicle of Riddicks. Because in this game, they claim that she goes underground or some shit like that. Some fucking witch gives him his shine.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Remember? But in the Chronicle series, they claim that the shine is he was a race of people and he was the last of his kind.
That's not where he got the shine
they-
from.
That's what they claim.
Mm-mm.
But yes, that's
He
not
got it
they
in his
claim
prison.
that his race of people already had the shine. Like that was what he was, and that's why he has the shine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They don't in the movie lore. They don't say he got some fucking witch in a fucking jail.
Oh shit! Randy
Yeah.
found it.
They
What
just
was
saying
it?
it's
What was he? A
part of who you-
fury? A
part of your
fury? A
heritage.
furious? A
Your
fury
Sharingan.
something?
The
Yeah.
Shining Gun?
Yeah, it's basically his shine gun. It's probably She Clan and shit.
I was trying to find this earlier to send this to you, and then the thing that says you get touch grass. I was like,
All right.
"Fuck."
Here's the next photo. We got to move on.
Yeah.
Kevin, that's all you.
Yeah. Whoa. No, that's all Randy.
Oh,
That's all.
hell
Randy.
yeah. Fucking
I got that. That's easy.
Burgess Cerberus.
Dirge of
Yeah.
Cerberus.
You're supposed to
That-
wait so we all get it, right?
Yeah, like
Yo,
you
it's
did.
Dirge of
Is
Cerberus.
that's my boyfriend right there, Vincent Valentine.
Vincent, he don't
Shit.
have blonde hair.
Yo, how would y'all
No,
feel
no,
about
but he's edgy as shit. So like, you know,
Randy? Would you enjoy me streaming this game? From
I
Switch?
would love, dude. Even if I'm at work,
I
would
wouldn't
honestly
watch
like
this.
watch that shit. I
wouldn't.
would.
No.
I'd
I
piss off
find-
all my
I-
tables.
I
Just have my
find this the
earphones
most
in and be like, "Sorry,
boringest-
hold on, give me a second."
This is the most boring part of the Final Fantasy series.
You don't like
It's
that?
just super fucking camp. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like okay, so playing Final Fantasy VII, you have your own like idea about it, and then Dirge of Cerberus strays so far from it.
Absolutely.
But that's also what kind of makes it fun.
Yeah, they try
And
to
also-
create their own Shinra, their own underground Shiver base and all this bullshit.
But also, with the secret ending, you find out that Genesis Valentine isn't fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
Who is
Yeah.
the main antagonist in Crisis Core, which is the prequel to 7. Because that's what Zach Fair, you know, fucking like.
Oh, we activated a trap card. Somebody stop him, please.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on.
Laura Randy came out. Laura Randy
But-
came out.
Moving
but
on
you're
to the next picture.
The lore in this Dirge of Cerberus is awesome. It really is a good lore.
Yeah,
It's a great story. It's
it's
the
just a
game
shit game.
sucks.
It's a really shit
Yeah,
game.
fucking horrible.
It's a really good fucking
It's
story.
it's a horrible shooter
This,
fucking type. I don't know what the hell they tried to do.
this is
But
a-
honestly, you love to hate it. That's the thing too.
this is a
I just hate it.
I hated it. I hated playing the game.
I honestly just
loved
hate it.
listening to the lore on it.
so
I
there was-
did
Well-
I watched a whole video on the lore I thought it was fucking amazing.
You know what?
know.
I'm gonna buy the game and I'm gonna fucking play the shit out of it.
Showing how he got them.
That'll
telling how
show
he actually
you.
got his powers and how he got
I'll
his
show you.
how they experimented and elaborating more on Genesis and Jill.
Okay, all right, all
You
right,
know?
all right. We're not getting into the whole lore thing. Here's the
Oh,
next.
poor fucking Angel.
Here's the next picture.
Yeah, I know.
Next picture.
These pictures are super delayed on my end, by the way.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's
Supposed to be.
Oh, I
Oh, my lungs.
that Legends.
Motherfucker, buzz
Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
so
say the whole
excited.
thing.
Mega Man Legends. Yeah, I felt the
Oh,
same
okay.
way when I
in.
saw this
That
picture.
legend?
Oh, that hurt me so much, but like in a good
Mega
way.
Man Legends. I love that game so much.
It's
Now that,
really
now
good.
that I would play in Remake again. I
I didn't
wonder.
really like it.
Actually,
thought
I
it
do
was
have
kind
my
of
PS1
annoying.
emulator. Maybe I should try to
Never
find this.
played it. Unfortunately, I'm a swine.
Oh,
I've always wanted to
man.
play Legends.
Best Mega Man series.
What?
Uh,
Yeah,
Ah.
I would agree. I like 8 and 4 the most.
X
X,
8
X was the best one for me, honestly.
X
X was so good.
Yeah.
I could do that shit in 45 minutes,
I
and
like
I'm like,
X,
yeah.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
at 45 minutes.
Here's-
Bro, it's
here's the next one.
3 weeks.
No,
Come
dude,
on.
I've played X like easily 5 times. Oh, come on, that's easy.
Wrath of Asura. Come on, give me that. It's a
That is
Uda
allowed.
Uda.
Wrath of
I like-
Asura? I don't know what
he
you're
gave
talking
the
about.
fucking,
That's wrong.
It's
I
a
don't-
big
I
old
don't get it.
QTE.
Asura's Wrath. Sorry.
What? No.
Yeah,
Yeah. What?
Asura's
Okay.
Wrath.
Yeah. There you go.
Yo,
Asura's
I'm about
Wrath.
to buy the DLC just to play the
Biggest
to play the-
QTE game.
You're
Yeah,
gonna-
buy the
you're gonna
DLC
buy the
just to get the
DLCs to get the
real
ending.
ending.
No, just
Oh!
the-
There we go.
It was like,
That was
Oh,
some
man.
bullshit.
mm,
To be fair though, the fight with Oni was really fucking good.
Mhm.
And also the best thing about the game was like the old school anime breaks. The
Yeah.
intermissions where it would
Mhm.
be like a frame and like Asura's Wrath in the corner, and then like it would come back to the same shit, like a different
Yeah.
frame
Yeah,
and
that was
Asura's
really
Wrath,
cool.
and then continue. That shit was really
I feel like they
fucking
just
nice.
made this game just so they could be like, hey, look, it'll make a good anime, right? You should just make an anime.
Hey, you want to play an anime?
All right, here's the next one.
have the power god anime.
And Kevin, this
on.
is a coincidence, Kevin. Yes.
Yo, this
Oh.
definitely is. I can tell you exactly what Blaze Blue this is too.
Which one?
Well, all right, there
I
we
know
go.
it plays blue. I just
This
don't know
is,
which one. I would never know.
Calamity Trigger.
I'm gonna say the first one.
Yeah, it would say Calamity.
It
Trigger.
is Calamity.
Is it Calamity Trigger? Oh shit! I was talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
It is Calamity Trigger.
I never played any other game except for cross tag.
If you ever see Noel with the fucking beret on, that's Calamity Trigger, Continuum Shift, Noel Vermillion.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right, so then there we go. He has like the exact thing because fucking Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear love to do that fucking XR Rev 2
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
Ultimate Edition type shit.
Nah, Blaze Blue is just extended, and extended is just all DLC in like one game. So it's
So Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm. All right, here's the next one, guys.
We got to play Tekken, by the way.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we do.
definitely.
I was gonna hit you up earlier, but
Oh yeah. Of
Oh,
course, of course.
wait a minute.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Let me put some pimping in it. Is
I
this
think I know what game it is.
Burnout?
You know, is it?
I don't know. I feel like it might be.
I feel like it's one of the Burnout games.
Bonus points on which Burnout game?
Is it
Part
Paradise?
two.
I don't think it's Paradise.
It
It's
is
not
Paradise.
It looks
No, it's definitely not Paradise.
So no
Is it
bonus
Paradise?
points. No bonus
Definitely.
points for you.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It is Paradise.
Dude,
that was a
fucking
shot in the dark.
look at me talking out my ass and getting it all right. Meanwhile, Letty's just in silence.
Yo, Lefty, you gotta get these points.
Oh, Letty, where
No,
you
to-
at?
To be fair,
It's not my specialty.
her knowledge is more like PS2 and before.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so we gotta do some PS2s because he
Okay.
PS2 and GameCube.
Wait, PS2
Just, like,
and
throw-
before or after?
No, PS actually
PS2,
PS2 and GameCube for sure. I don't know about after.
I'd say after, but mostly Nintendo.
How
games.
much after?
Mostly Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, well,
I've-
this is
I've yet to
definitely
play,
after
like,
PS2.
a
This
lot of
next
shit
one
for
here, so maybe you can guess this one.
Ooh. I got this.
Oh.
This is one of my favorite games.
I love that.
This is my
I
baby.
Hold
tried
on,
to play
before we
the-
all say it, do you know this one, Letty?
No.
All right. So I have a lot of shit to play for her, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I hate this fucking game, but it's really good because
love
that courtyard, the courtyard part with the people on the military fucking on the warthog essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
We
that.
talked about that whole big ass
that part-
yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a way earlier episode. If we
Yeah.
could find it, we'll like shout it out next time.
So what is this?
But-
Dead
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. All right.
I
This is the
tried to play
Wait,
the
you about to
last
One.
one that
what
came
version
out,
is
and
it?
I had
Off the
fun with
record?
it, but it was just so repetitive that like the same almost.
What?
Mm.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 4 was
With
horrible. 4
Was
was horrible.
4 the one?
no, 4 was the last one that came out. No, the one
Yeah.
that came out on Christmas
Yeah, 4 was horrible.
with Frank's canon death.
Yeah,
I
4
lost
was
track.
horrible. 3 was okay. 2 was
There was 3. I think I skipped 4 altogether.
No,
2
2
The
was
one where you
fun.
make your own,
2
you
was
basically
fun.
make your
2
own
was my
weapons
favorite.
now, and that was
2
like the
was
biggest thing about it.
2 was really fun. Off the record was nice because I had the co-op with Frank,
Mhm.
and 3 it had the fact that that fucking Chuck came into it looking like Wolverine. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, that's some
Wait,
shit.
was Off the Records also the DLC with Chuck? Or was that a different? Because I
No,
know there
off
was.
the records was Chuck and Frank. That was 2.
Yeah, no. Because
That's
there
where
was.
you got to play as both, like with the friend, obviously.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. We'll talk after the podcast because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to play this game.
All right.
Game's amazing. though.
This is the final one, and I
But it's really
purposely
frustrating.
I purposely made this one hard, so I don't know if you guys will guess it or not.
All right, let's see. Drum roll, please.
Oh shit! I played. Whoa, wait a minute!
What the
I
hell
played
is this?
ago.
Oh, I know this game. You just jump. Ah,
Josh,
Jumpman.
Jumpman.
them boys up to something.
So if you
I don't know.
notice, this is I'll give you a hint. This is a PS1 game, and what you
Mhm.
see in the bottom there, like right behind those health bars, are feet.
Yeah, because again, you're jumping and you always have to like make sure you land on some shit. So like, woo, again, what the fuck was the name of this game?
You said
um,
part of the word already of the title.
what,
Jump.
jump. Oh,
Close.
we all said it.
Close.
Jump high.
You are a robot rabbit.
Okay.
Jump rabbit.
No, no.
Raving rabbits.
I got the name, but I'm not gonna say it because I had to fucking look it up. 'cause
You
it was
looked
really
it up.
bothering me.
You cheated.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it
Cheated.
because it was bothering me because I knew what the fuck this thing was. And
Or
now I'm
you
just
gonna
like,
get the
whatever.
answer eventually.
No, not at all.
It's not like I'm just gonna exit it and I'm not gonna tell you.
I know you're gonna fucking say it, but at the same time, it's like I needed to know for me.
All right,
Who's
so
bitching that I have to look? I have to look.
So I enjoyed this game. This is like one of the first early games that I played for the PS1.
Can we
this
say it at the
is
same time?
1, 2, 3, Jumping Flash.
Jumping Flash,
That was close. Told you.
Yeah.
back,
Jump Rabbit.
Jump Rabbit.
Yeah, it's interesting for a game, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So that ends that part of the segment, and next thing and final thing we're doing is finally the community question. Community question is, what game made you the gamer that you are today? So this isn't us. This came from Kevin, this question, but this is not like just asking like what's your favorite game. Like you might have a favorite game, but it might not necessarily be the game that kind of like made you into a gamer, like made you love the gaming industry or just playing games or whatever it may be. So that's kind of like more of the answer that I'm looking for. So Kevin, since this was your question, what's your answer?
Okay, so believe it or not, I didn't get into fighting games till like I was like 12, 13.
But that's fighting games. What about like
No,
games
no.
overall?
No. The game that made me a gamer that I am today, and I played it religiously. I don't know why. And I used to play it without a memory card, so I used to play it on PS2, and it was
You played it raw.
I played it raw, and it was Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue for the PS1.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the game that made me into the gamer because it made me repeat the levels over and over again and do trial and error. So I learned the mechanics, the combos, how you could do in that game, and I was like, I'm gonna use this. But then when you come to the mech fight is impossible. I don't know who does it, but that mech fight didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't matter if I mashed every button. It didn't matter if I mashed one button. Nothing worked. So, like, I would play the stages over and over again. Then when I would get farther, I felt like I was progressing. And mind you, I would do that without a memory card. So I'll be playing that shit like speed running. When I die, I'm like, all right, cool. That's attempt number 45. Jot down. Don't jump when he hits or whatever. But yeah, that was my game.
Okay. All right. Letty, did you have one?
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
I will
You
admit
already
that
know.
I think the earliest game I can remember that really got me into
Oof.
games was the original Crash.
Take a shot.
That doesn't count as
Where's your
Yes,
shot?
no,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I think we made that agreement. Anything
we
Crash
definitely
related.
did.
Crash.
This
It was.
this
Anything
is a kind
Crash.
of behind the scenes thing.
Okay, so anything Crash.
Hello,
So yeah, I think it was the original Crash. I'd say that or Smash Bros for the N64 because that's like the earliest game I can remember really getting.
Hmm. Smash. So Smash 64. Yeah. Randy.
I used to play the shit out of Tekken as a kid, but that
PS1
wasn't like what
Tekken?
really drew me into it. Yeah. Tekken 3. No,
Mhm.
yeah, so. But honestly, what like really kind of put me into everything was weirdly enough, it was a demo disc, the one that had Guitar Man on it, because that entire thing had just like a bunch of demos that like uh, I did end up getting the games like later on for like Christmas and whatever the fuck. But it's like truly between Maximo Ghost of Glory and Guitar Man.
Oh, Maximo.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
You mean
Yeah.
ghouls and
it's like-
goblins?
No.
No.
3D ghouls and
Ghost-
goblins.
No.
It's Ghosts and Goblins first off, and I know that it's still like it pertains to like the lore of it and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like that would be more for like the platformer and combat, and Guitar Man was like the whole music aspect of it. Like just it made me pay more attention into just audio shit with games and whatnot.
Yo, I'm not gonna front. Maximo was my shit.
No, the first one was amazing. I didn't play the second one sadly, but
I had this.
I still have the first one lying around somewhere.
Ooh, can I borrow that?
When I find it for sure. Also, what I found funny was that on like the cover, no, not on the cover, on it's either the back or on the disc, he looks like Chris Kattan,
That's weird.
if anyone knows who that is.
Yes, I do. I met him once at Blockbuster.
You told me that, yes,
Yeah.
and also Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And speaking of Death Note, fucking, I met Willem Dafoe, and that was weird as shit.
That's scary.
Danny, what's
Tiny
your
ass man.
what's your game?
I thought about it for a little bit because at first I was like Final Fantasy, obviously, but I thought
Take a
about
shot.
that's the game that got
Take a shot of water.
that's the game that got me into RPGs. Like that me fell in love with RPGs. The game that got me into gaming and wanted to play games a lot actually wasn't a game. It was the movie The Wiz.
What?
Because as a kid, I loved
It was
playing.
Fred Savage, right?
Fred Savage.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
guys are fucking old. Anybody seen The Wiz?
Yeah.
He's on that.
Okay, I'm about to say.
I didn't think they would.
Yeah,
I didn't think they get it either because they're all
Yeah.
like 12 and shit. So,
5 months. I don't know what you're talking about. You dragging it.
but it was the concept of playing the video games on the road and doing all that and playing all those different games almost as a living, and just the concept of playing any game you want whenever you want is what went, oh shoot, I like this. I want to play more games. I'm interested in what they're doing. And
The
that-
Wiz was like our age generation's version of Ready Player One.
Yeah, it was that. Well, it's just that it kind of showcased an imaginary world that didn't really exist because
Yeah.
gaming wasn't really that big like that. It really wasn't, especially professional gaming. But it was showing all the games and going, oh, I love that game. I want to play that. I want to play that. Oh, I want to know about that. Oh, I want to know about this one. And then getting into the world of just playing more.
Mm-hmm.
And them playing the Mario 3 at the end, at the same time where I was really playing Mario 3, really got me into it. Like I felt like I could do that type of thing. And that's what really got me into gaming. And I always, to this day, remember.
So
Okay.
you're talking about the Wizard, right?
Right.
The Wizard, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Not the
Wizard.
Wiz,
Okay.
the Wizard.
No,
Well, The
'cause
Wiz
you
was
said
the
Wiz, and I
Michael
was
Jackson.
like,
The Wiz
wait
was
a
yeah,
minute.
sorry,
Yeah.
the Wizard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See, the Wiz I knew. The
Well,
Wizard I didn't.
Danny
Wizard.
still fails
You don't
because
know The Wizard?
that wasn't
No,
a
I
game.
didn't know the Wizard.
Danny still fails because that
You've
wasn't a
never seen The
game,
Wizard
so
with
he can
Fred Savage?
he's no longer with
No,
us.
I never saw the Wizard. I saw the Wiz, just not the Wizard.
Okay, but so you guys never seen The Wizard, have you, Kevin?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Letitia?
I'm looking at a poster.
Oh, that means you
Oh.
haven't.
Yeah, no, because the
No.
thing is, like, with saying the
There you
words,
go.
like,
Date night
I
movie this
thought Wizard of
weekend.
Oz with Michael Jackson.
That's
There we
your goal.
go.
Watch that movie.
Fucking Monday, we out, right?
Yeah, we'll make it a thing.
Thanks, Danny.
That's
I was talking us two, but I mean, he said date night with a fucking
Yeah.
third wheel.
All right, so mine is I was conflicted between two of them because I remember playing these before I like, so I've pretty much, I've almost owned every system. I wouldn't say all of them, but after like the
Yeah, just humble brag.
NES, after like the NES and like the Genesis, I didn't own an SNES, but I always used to play like my father's or like my uncle's when I used to stay by their place. And the game that I played the most, I remember or two of them anyways, was A Link to the Past and Chrono Trigger. And A Link to the Past, I fell in love with because of how much shit you can do. Like you can literally just play through the game as normal and collect the bare minimum of stuff. But then they had a lot of like secrets, secret caves, secret locations, secret weapons and armor and spells and a lot of other secret shit that you don't really see much. You didn't see much in those games back then. So that's why I fell in love with it with that one. But then when I played Chrono Trigger afterwards, that's when I started to fall in love with like the art of the story. So like when it came to like story, making it like a cohesive, like really cool story, and then especially when it involved time travel and fucking the apocalypse and shit like that, and you had to like try to change things, like that was really cool concept that hadn't been done before either. So it was really hard for me to choose. So it was like pretty much one of those two, which made me fall in love with how games are created in two different aspects. So it's either gameplay or story. So those are my two. If I had to choose, if I had to choose one, I would probably just choose Link to the Past because I still always say that's one of my all-time favorites, and the gameplay is just, I still never get bored of it. Like I pretty much buy it or download it in every version I can possibly get.
Oh, I feel you. Damn, I felt like my choice was very well. It made me into like a regular person that just plays games, and then a person that just loves fighting games because, like, I don't know, just
Take a
doing.
shot.
I didn't take a shot. I didn't say. I
Take a
didn't say.
shot.
I said what?
You just
Let
mentioned
us
fighting
finish.
game. Take a shot.
All right, fine. I'll take another one.
Peer pressure. Take a shot.
Here, take a third shot. All right, Oreo. I need to eat you real quick. Sorry, buddy. All right. Say hello to everybody. All right, you see everybody, and then you go off. Go ahead, Mr. Schmelly. It was a brief appearance by you. I know. I love you too. But yeah, it made me love games more, and Maximo made me very patient, which is a game that I agree with Randy if that was his second choice or first choice. But that game made me very patient, especially with myself, because that game is, if you die, it's only yourself to blame, and it's a platformer, so it's
Mhm.
only yourself to blame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had that with Suburban Commando. It was one of those games like you died and you start over constantly. Not Suburban, Bionic Commando.
You said that
Yeah.
last time too. It said
I was called a
Suburban
Suburban
Commando.
Commando. Remember that?
And you're back. Why do you keep doing this? Do
all
you
right.
love me that much?
Bionic Commando was very much like that for me, whereas like you died because of your own fuck up. So,
Yeah.
next. I mean, games like that back in the day were.
Do
That's
you
what
want to
they
say
were
something?
for, but
Do you want to say something, Mr.
Back in
Oreo?
games
Oh,
weren't
God.
soft.
still, like I popped in the Nintendo with my kids on Saturday.
Mhm.
Nukem
A lot of
Salt?
those
I
fucking
don't think
games
so.
are hard. A lot of those
Yeah.
games are really
Oh
hard.
yeah.
Bubble
Yeah.
Bobble.
You know,
Much as I love that game, it's
yo, Super Buster Move? That game felt unfair. No matter what you did. Ah,
All right, guys. So that is the end of the show. We're gonna wrap it up there. Thanks to everyone for listening. So remember, you can go to thedrunkenguardian.com for any of the links to our Twitch, YouTube, and audio podcasts, so you guys can subscribe to those. Send us any emails for questions or suggestions and stuff like that. thedrunkenguardian@gmail.com. That's pretty much it. We will see you guys next week. We stream every Thursday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, live on Twitch. and hopefully things will get better with Twitch because like I think it was me and Kevin we were talking about like that whole Twitch like harassment stuff with the raids and all that shit. So Twitch needs to like step it up with Twitch needs to step it up with like harassment issues that that people are dealing with right now. People are like raiding
Oh my god.
streams.
Oh my god. You okay?
People are raiding streams and kind of harassing people, especially like with like if they're homosexuals or transgender and shit like that. That people are being bothered. So people being stupid.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are asking for changes to Twitch, and a lot of people are kind of like boycotting it or kind of limiting their stream time and things, which I completely agree with. So hopefully things will shape up with that.
Did you have a 3-hour stream today? Oh,
3 hours? No, 2 hours, 6 minutes.
Two.
So yeah. So that's it for that. Boneless Bones, you got your own streaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I didn't know what else to say. Yeah. Next person.
Hi.
Hi.
Today, back to it again.
Yo, Dan.
You gotta do it. Do it one time.
All right.
Do it one time for me. Come on.
What's going on, guys? Boneless Bones here, back at it again with another stream with the lads and the lass on this drunken podcast. And I do stream on my own channel, Boneless Bones _TV. I mainly do fighting games or whatever game I feel like playing at the moment. And I also have a YouTube, Boneless Bones no _TV. And on to the next person. Randy, you streaming?
I'm not streaming.
Hey Randy,
yet,
are you streaming?
but I mean, until they fix their harassment shit, maybe I don't want to. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
That-
Yeah.
That's
why.
one because no time. Two, also because like that's kind of not okay.
Yeah, it really isn't.
If I'm gonna start in the era where it's like okay, not like
Yeah.
where some shit's gonna like happen. Or
I'm
like,
thinking about making the next episode to talk a little bit about it because that's something that should be said by everybody.
Yeah.
for sure.
So we'll
I mean,
probably
if we're
talk
gonna
about
use
it
a
next
fucking
week.
platform, we might as well like
Hell
say
yeah.
something about it.
Yeah.
Of course. I would like it was getting so bad. I even considered like a week or two ago. I was just like, yo, maybe we should just move to YouTube. But
With Streamlabs.
fuck
oh
Streamlabs.
my god.
Fuck Streamlabs.
No, believe it or not,
I just saw what Twitch was like a month ago. So
I found out about the harassment harassment stuff like a month or two ago. So I'm relatively new to it, but I've experienced like
it's been happening for a while now.
yeah. It's been for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
It's been years, and that's something that I would love to talk about. I was also talking to Dan that I was scared to stream for a while, so that's why I've like
Yeah,
wanna get hit
me
with
and
that,
Kevin both got a fucking bot who subscribed to us, and now it's like apparently all over Twitter that this bot is like adding people.
known. It's known.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
and it's in the it was in the fighting game community that everyone was saying like, yeah, that's a fucking bot. And once they told me that, I was like, immediately I just sent it to Dan like, yo, this
report
motherfucker just
right
fuck-
away.
report this motherfucker, ban him. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, we're gonna do it quick. We're gonna talk about the evil comment that we got from Twitter.
Oh,
Oh, I mean, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Eville.
I heard
Yeah.
Evo for a second. I was like, what happened there?
Yeah,
I joined
so
Evo.
we
I
when
won
we were
winter final.
talking when we were talking about Gamescom, we mentioned Eville and our thoughts on it when it was revealed. It was basically the the ripoff of Among Us. But we were saying
They
good
say
things
it like
about it as
that
well.
after, like,
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
were
we
like,
said
"Wow,
it was
so
it was very clear that we said that, but that
No, yeah,
doesn't
of course.
necessarily mean a bad thing because we said a lot of good things about it too. And I'm honestly, I'm
we did.
genuinely looking forward to playing this game. I
Me
will
too.
try this game when it
I
comes
would
out.
play it.
So Evil, the developers actually left us a comment on YouTube, which I really, really appreciate that. So I left a comment back. I said, yeah, I appreciate the comment, and we're definitely playing your game and giving us and we'll be giving everybody our thoughts on it. So they were really appreciative
Yeah.
that we talked about it, regardless of what we said. And they were just answering some questions about like how the gameplay is and what to expect from it. So yeah, you
Okay,
could check
so
out that
we
video.
might as well,
Part that
like,
got
point out
okay,
what
if
it
you
is.
read that thing, right? Because again, they obviously ignored the fact that we called it.
Why would they
girlfriend
why
multiple-
would they have to
multiple times,
mention
right?
that though? Like I was upset that that was the one and only thing that you really had to like say in that shit in the text message when I sent you that they commented it. Like they don't have to say that. They
Again,
don't have
it's-
to
Mom
mention
and Dad
that.
about to
They-
start fighting. I'm gonna head out.
But the fact that that was our
Right,
majority of
right.
our conversation was about that. So they should have been like, hey, look,
I like this.
this is not, especially if they're answering our questions. If they're gonna go answer our questions, then answer them properly. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like if you're gonna
They're
respond to
not
us, answer
obligated to
something we
answer
actually had.
anything. They didn't have to comment.
Yeah.
Period. Like they're not
the
obligated
fact
That
that
is
to.
they
We're
that's
even
not.
very
like
true. That's very true. But at
We're
the
not
same
like
time,
I'm
I
appreciative
am.
that they took the time to comment. We're some little
of
ass
course.
little unknown podcast, and they took the time to make a comment, and all you had to say was, "Oh, they ignored the fact that we called it a ripoff." Fuck that. Come
No,
on,
I
man.
think
Really?
I think
That's what
this
you
is
had to say
their
about it?
way. Yeah, because I think it's their
And
way
Randy's
of
laughing
saying,
because like I had to talk to him about that shit too. I was kind of upset with that.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Yeah, sure, I said that, but the thing is, I was still willing to try it. Now, what I'm laughing at is the fact that like he's focused on the fact that it's like, oh, they ignored it. But the thing is that they don't have to acknowledge shit. If they were defensive
Exactly.
on like, oh, we're not an Among Us ripoff, then that means that that's what we're trying to do. But the fact that they're like, we'll let it slide, and they even said the day-night cycle can be controlled in your own custom game. All right, awesome. So that means that there's liberties behind this. And also, fucking shout out to this one over here that they drew inspiration from Mafia. So the fact that they're doing like they're pulling all these other things that they want to put into their own fucking game, that's awesome. Among Us is just
showed
one
that they were being
fucking thing.
professional about it too. They didn't feel the need to have to defend on the littlest thing that we touched on, which was it was a ripoff. Who cares?
Yeah,
It was still a
because
good
even then,
game
like
that
one game
they're very
doesn't
passionate
solidify
about.
what the fuck it is. Of course, because like what is it? If anything, the only one that I could see definitely being like, oh, this is a carbon copy of anything would be any game that's like a Souls like. But if you want to be something that's like Among Us or like a battle royale, you're not copying Fortnite. You're not fucking copying Among Us. You're not copying these games that are doing something that has been done plenty of fucking times before, right?
that's true.
So with that, it's like let them the fuck be. They reached out for us, and the fact that they're even doing that, honestly, like it gives me more incentive to buy what they're willing to put out, and I'll see if I enjoy it then or not.
That's a
And
good
chances
point.
are I will,
'Cause
especially if you could like with them telling us you could control how the day-night cycle works. All right, so if the game seemed long, it could be shorter than you expected
you know what this
based on what
shows?
you can do and what your time constraint is.
You know what this
They're
shows
listening.
is that they literally went on YouTube, Googled or typed their own name in and looked at stuff that was mentioned about their game. And they could have commented on 500 podcasts or 10 podcasts. And they decided to
still did it.
comment on ours, and they didn't have to comment on any of them. They took the time to speak to the community about the comments and the opinions that we had about the game. We don't know what else they said. They could have mentioned the whole ripoff thing in some other YouTuber's page or something like that. For all we know, like they just decided to say this, and they were very professional about it, which I appreciate. And like Randy said, it makes me even want to play the game even more.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, 'cause-
piggyback off that. I think that's really cool that they are actually looking to see what people are saying and taking the time out to respond. Because, like you said, they could just look at everything and form their own opinion, but they're trying to engage. This shows that they're involved with everyone who's talking about the game. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, because they're listening to the community at that point. We had no idea how the fuck the day-night cycle was going to work, and I even said, like, at first I was really hesitant about like what the game was going to be, but once I saw that they were expanding on everything, that day-night cycle is really what fucking drew me into it. And if it could be controlled to be whatever the fuck you want it to be, dude, we could either spend 10 minutes on one game or fucking like 6 hours on one. Like obviously like, that's an exaggeration.
You
The point
said 10
is,
fucking hours,
I said 6 hours. 6 hours. Relax.
bro. That's my whole gaming session.
But no, for real, it's like the fact that they're even like listening to what the fuck we had to say. Like, who are we to even give any fucking opinions and feel like they have any fucking like weight to them? But they're like, hey, dude, fucking, this is what we're doing. This is like the product we want to put out, and this is how you could like actually engage with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now that we have more context, I'm definitely fucking sold on it. So they're getting my money, whether or not like I do end up liking it in the end or not.
Yeah. You could play the game for 15 minutes and then drop it and then never play it again, but they still got my money, and I'm completely
still got my
supportive of
fucking money.
that. Yeah, completely supportive of that.
Yeah.
I
It might
wanted
not
to
be
do-
my cup of tea, but I'll definitely be like, you know what? You have your own unique take on whatever the fuck it is that's going on, and I'll help support that shit.
I want to be a ghost and fuck with everybody, even my teammates.
That
all I'm
sounds
looking
so
for.
appealing.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Kevin.
They're
Oh,
like, yo, Kevin,
Jesus.
the unsupportive ghost. That's
He'll watch you get murked and just be like,
Kevin,
damn, bro, that's
unsupported
crazy.
ghost.
I could have saved you, but
Oh,
But
man.
I didn't.
All right.
I'm sorry.
But I
Well, we were
didn't.
supposed to wrap it up, but
Even
we're
if-
gonna wrap it up here now. I'm gonna hit the stream end button and say goodbyes, y'alls.